All right, we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Saturday night, Sunday morning stream. We're live for Sunday morning. We are. Let's get this title. I got a pre-made title for you guys. All right, let's jump in here. Oh, it's too big of a. It's too big of a title. Hold on. Let me see. Let me edit this. Let me try copying this. Title's just too big. We want it just a bit smaller, I suppose. What if we did this? Okay. Copy it from here. There it goes. Okay, there we go. The title tonight. Bet you haven't been in a high-stakes break and there's a hot girl and you're like, watch this, baby girl. There you go. There's our title. Let's go ahead and grab this. All right, just a bit of fun there. Jump down here. Mr. Alex already posted that. Very nice. And we'll post this over here as well. All right. Didn't the last PSA 10 Torchic Gold Star sell for like $250? Apparently, the last PSA 10 Torchic has just sold for $225,000. All right, let's see. So refresh over here. I had to file an intellectual property rights form on Instagram because there's this stinky guy and he stole one of my popular YouTube videos, one of my popular YouTube shorts from the past, and he posted it. And here's the problem. Not only did he post it, but he claimed that the cards in the actual video are his. So it's a video I posted a while back that shows a whole bunch of pricey cards off. And the problem is they're not his cards. He doesn't own those. And so not only is the video kind of blowing up and getting lots of views, because of course it is, but also now all these people think he's me or that he has these awesome cards. And it's like, I don't know. That seems kind of almost like fraud. Like, I don't know if he's going to ask them for money or make deals or something like that. I don't know what he's going to do with that. Most likely, he's just trying to get free growth on his channel without having to actually own any good cards, which is ridiculous in its own right. But I had to do a copyright infringement report. It took forever to fill out. Man, Instagram, it's almost like Instagram does not want you to fill that form out. It's so tricky to get to it. It's so tricky to find the form, and then it takes a while to fill it out, too. They don't make it easy to fill it out. I've seen that since NHCC. Mister, why are those Gold Star cards and CGC trash slabs? This is just the one Gold Star. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, we've got this one too, don't we? I ought to send them to, I ought to send them to Tag Grading and ask them to turn them into 10s over there, huh? So they paid $15K for this beautiful bird. They paid $8,000 for this really good-looking Charizard. I mean, he looks really good. And I think he could... I honestly believe this guy could cross into a 10 with some company. PSA did not want to turn this into a 10. I think they were being biased. I think he looks absolutely awesome. They claimed he had a corner problem. So they claimed they couldn't turn him into a PSA 10 because he had a bad corner. But if we pull this out and zoom on in, there's corner number 1. There's corner number 2. See that? Corner number 3. Corner number 4. So they cited this corner as the reason why they could not turn him into a PSA 10. I don't know. That looks good enough. You could say maybe it's not a perfect 10, but I don't know. That's not like, look, I can tilt it. It's not like a full dot or anything. So PSA basically said, sorry, we will not convert that into a PSA 10 because the corner's bad. And I'm like, you're kidding, right? Because I've got so many PSA 10s with corners way worse than that one. And I think what PSA basically didn't want to do, they didn't want to crack it. They didn't want to go through the trouble of re-encapsulating it. Or they didn't want to reward me for buying a CGC 10, one or the other. Like maybe it's a brand thing. You know, maybe they're trying to make a statement about brand. I don't know. Not black label, but PSA. Yeah, it's not black label, but yeah, that's actually a really clean card. I believe I still have the grading report. I paid $75 for the cross grade, and it was just wasted. So, money. They don't want to give you a PSA 10 because they are giving you money more or less with that card grade. It's got to be something. I don't know what it is. I believe this can cross into a PSA 10. And by the way, I paid $8,000 for it. I think my next best bet is to grade it with another company, like BGS or with... See, but I don't want to grade it with BGS unless they can guarantee a minimum grade. They don't allow that. CGC, we've already got a CGC 10 on it, so they're out. Tag grading, it looks to be an interesting option. I wonder if I can communicate with the tag grading guys and try to get this turned into a tag 10. I think it deserves the 10. It's not sort of like, oh, I hope, you know, it's super borderline. I think it's a nice, strong gem mint. Is it pristine? No, but I think it's a nice, strong gem mint. I actually think it's pretty close to pristine. And again, I think PSA probably rejected it for brand purposes. I don't think they were being honest. This guy's pretty clean too, actually. I looked him over multiple times. I can't really find the flaw. He's not bad either. So I'd like to cross-grade this as well. But I'll just hold on to these for now, not worry about it. I have one more. Where's the last one? Here he is. One more of these. There you go. 2 of these Dragonites. If tag grading ever opens up cross-grading, I'm going to send these in. I'm going to send these in and hope for some cross grades. This Torchic is admittedly probably more of a PSA 9. Look at that white dot down there. That's an unmistakable dot. Considering how tough standards are today, I think this is a PSA 9. However, it is a CGC 10, so I wouldn't sell it for less than the price of a PSA 9. And I think it could actually go for more than the price of a PSA 9 because, you know, it's got that CGC 10 label on it. So we will see what someone would value this at. There's some buyers who would really like to own a 10 Torchic, even if it's got to be a CGC 10. CGC has easy 10s. Yeah, I'd agree with that assessment. Whoa, we got a big CS man order coming in. I'm assuming that's a little slab payment or something. Let's take a quick look into that. Welcome, guys. Welcome to our Pokemon card stream. We've got these slabs. I kind of slid them over. Actually, I was just trying to make the slabs even. See these ones with the old dates on them? They actually have to be repriced. So let me get these back. Here, these go back over here. We were working those. They weren't quite done. Every PSA Pokemon I had on eBay sold. The CGC says Mr. Baseball Mitts. Yeah, I don't disagree that the CGC Gem Mints probably don't sell as quickly. But it's also not the case the CGC 10s never sell. Like, I'm pretty sure you can go on and find the sale of some CGC 10s. Like, what was that? I don't know if there's any Gold Star Torchics to compare to. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Let's see what the biggest CGC 10s. CGC 10 Pokemon. Now, let's say CGC 10 Torchic. Because I think there was another Gold Star Torchic for sale at one point. Let's see if he's sold. Let's sort by highest. No. So nothing to compare here. Let's try Legendary Charizard. Let's try Gold Star. Okay, so Gold Star, it looks like... I have a Gold Star Charizard, but there's no recent data on Gold Star Charizard. But, you know, like, for example... Oh, wait. These are for sale. These aren't sold. Hold on. My bad. All right, what has sold? On July 27th, a CGC 10 Gem Mint Mudkip sold for $15. That's pretty interesting. But yeah, no information on a sold Charizard. That's probably because one hasn't sold in a while. Because there isn't one. You can't find one. Gold Star Charizard. What about Legendary Collection, maybe? Legendary Collection Charizard. Oops. These cards are so rare, it's not like they're just laying around and you can just go buy one. Okay, let me try filter and sold. Okay, so it looks like on September 15th, the CGC 10 Charizard sold for $12.50. That might be the most recent sale, too. It looks like it. It looks like that was the most recent one. and like it has gone up in price over time. So yeah, it's sold for 12.5 September 15th, about 10 days ago. And that's pretty good. I think I got mine for 6,000. We are. Okay. Showing that they do move up in price and that they do sell. It's just a different market, you know. It is a different market in the end. $18 for the lady on the left. Okay. So let me jump over here. Salesman says slab away payment. Let's go over here. Slab away. We're going to jump over here. Here we are. Let's see. This is going to be 1149. Oops. Throw this away. Minus 500. 649. Boom. All right. Very good. So let me go ahead and rotate this. We got down into the depths. We got Wario. And we got Machamp. Ooh, there's a beautiful CGC 10 right there, in fact. Thank you so much, Mr. CS Man. I've updated your Dark Raichu. You have $649 left. I'll finish it this coming week, mister. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. You can buy CGC if you want, but lots of game stores will not buy it from you. I think I just showed that on eBay it sells, so I don't really give a flip what your local card shop will do. You just list it on eBay. Yeah. The local card shop's irrelevant. I don't even go to a card shop. Here's Isaac Thomas Raw Shuffles. You got it, Mr. Isaac? All right, here we go. Ready? Very nice. I shall not tolerate the CGC slander. It's like if I could find you a card shop that will buy them, does that mean that the argument is now, obsolete? Actually, I do go to a card shop in Springfield, Missouri, and in that Springfield, Missouri, there's a big mall out there. It's called Battlefield Mall. In that card shop, you'll find CGC slabs. I guarantee. I'll take a picture for you guys next time. Also, when I went to the Collected Con in Kansas City, I saw plenty of vendors with the CGC cards. We are. So, you can go around saying that card shops don't buy it, and maybe it's the case that some people have ran into that. But, ooh, what is this? Double Dragonites, Umbreon, Charizard, Umbreon. Nice, dude. All right. It's a cool little packet. I don't go to the card shop. I am the card shop. Yeah, I buy CGC 10s. I buy them. I sell them. I trade them. Sell them on commission. I bought them off of eBay before. All kinds of stuff. I never discriminate against cards. It's just it's a bad policy. It's a bad policy to reject card grading companies on the basis that you're slightly uncomfortable with them. Here it is. The CGC company in particular is a special company to me. They are the NGC company, the top coin grading company in the country. They have a competitor, NGC, but this is it right here. This is CGC. It's the same parent company. And, as a result of this, I don't really care what people think of CGC. They're fine in my book. We are. All right. CGC had a misfire, in my opinion, the last year. Pretty stupid one where they tried to authenticate without doing the proper work some of those playtest cards because they're rushing to get them graded before PSA. Now, like, for example, now PSA is grading those pre-release Raichus. So, CGC is trying to get an edge, and they're like, well, I know how we'll get an edge. We'll just grade these faster than PSA is willing to grade them, and that definitely backfired them in the last year. Isaac Thomas. I sent for it a Chega. I've done Slabaway twice here, and I don't think I'm utilizing it properly. Oh, I see what you're saying, meaning that maybe you didn't need it. Well, you could say that, but just keep in mind, if there was a card you really liked like that Raichu, maybe the $20 is worth the peace of mind, knowing that somebody else doesn't put it into Slabaway. Because if I was putting them up for sale, the chance that someone else could put them into Slabaway it's really there. It's quite decent. Price for the lady that was on the left. Here we are. $18. Quite cheap. Was that visible? There we go. Sharingan. Chidori. What? Yeah, Mr. Flex that hand of CGC 10s again. Tell me that ain't fire. They're very nice. I consider them exactly what they used to be, which is 9.5s. These used to be 9.5s, remember? And so you got two grade types with CGC. You've got the pristine 10, which is meant to be a strong 10, and the gem mint 10, which is meant to be a weak 10. That's what it's meant to be. Like it's barely a 10, right? And that's understood in the pricing. So it's like you can hate the idea of a CGC gem mint, but you don't have to pay a premium on them. And that's just how they're understood. So it's, you know, there's a market for everything, really. So these are weak 10s, and that's okay. I've got PSA 10s that are considered weak 10s, but I had to pay full price for them. You know what I mean? I had a magic carp I sold, and it had a big white dot on the back. And the guy who bought it from me paid full price as if it was any other PSA slab. And, yeah, I don't know. What do you think of that? PSA 10 or BGS Black Label for me, I go with all of them. I go with all of them. I feel like everyone can do their own thing, but I go with all the grading companies. I got some CGC, I got some BGS, I got some tag grading. I even got SGC grading. And that's because I feel like when you exclude a grading company from your radar, what you're really doing is you're reducing the demand for that particular brand. And what you find is that if a lot of people make that mistake of ignoring a particular brand, you could find some really good deals in that brand name. In fact, I can show you guys this. I've shown this very many times, but I'll put my money where my mouth is and show you what I mean. So I'll just grab this, and why don't we grab a couple of these too? Give me a second. So I'll grab some of these too. Let's see. Let's see. You don't have to agree with me, but I will say this. As a collector, I'm extremely successful, probably more successful than the vast majority of people. Here's some weird stuff. Those are CGC 10s. Some black labels. Those are a no-brainer, right? But here's something that might surprise you. Look at these. SGC, SG, I bet this has gone way up. SGC, 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 SGC. Oh my God, I don't even want to know what this is worth now. SGC and SGC. You know what? I probably would have ignored these if I was some kind of PSA only type, you know? I probably would have ignored these. But you got to see what I paid for these too, okay? Hey, what's up, Sully? What can I get for $3.90? All kinds of stuff, Sully. Check out the description of the live stream and you'll see what you can buy. Oh no, I didn't write it down. Let me look it up. Okay, hold on. I should have written it down, and I did not. But you're about to be shocked by what I paid for this. Okay, SGC Zapdos. See, people ignored it. All right, here it is. $550. 550. Did you hear that? 550 for this guy. 550. Virtually nothing. What's going on there? Well, everyone ignored it because they said, I don't look for SGCs. So, you know, that just means a better price for someone like me. And these will sell. In the end, these will sell. Look at this Gengar, man. I looked this guy over backwards and forwards. He's virtually flawless. And I think I paid nothing for him, too. What did I pay for the SGC Gengar? So I never ignore the other brands. What I do is I say, could I be getting a deal with this brand? So look at that. $470 on that Gengar. Let's find out what the PSA 10 price on that Gengar is today. It's probably like $2,000. At the time, one of those Carddass Gengars was about $1,000, but I got the SGC version of it for half that price. So at the time, I was paying half price on them. All right, so it looks like the cheapest one in a PSA 10 today is $5,000. Wow. So from $500 to $5,000, beautiful. Now, I don't know if I could sell it for $5,000, but I might be able to sell it for like, what, $2,500 or $3,000 even. Or I could even attempt to cross-grade it first, see where it goes. Because I think this one would cross-grade. I just don't have the time or patience to care about it right now. But I like to keep it also as a reminder to people that sometimes your best deal isn't even in a PSA slab. It's in their competitor's slab. Because because everyone's saying, oh, I never buy anything but PSA. And that's actually a mistake in your way of thinking. We are. It excludes good deals from your radar. It's maybe a more careful position, like you don't make any major mistakes either. But you miss out on some of your best deals because they're not in PSA slabs. They're in other slabs. These cool things aren't even graded by PSA, I bet. I bet PSA won't grade these. These are Pokemon Meiji picture frames. So you're looking at real film frames from the probably the anime. And they're here encapsulated in these plastic cards. I don't even know what to charge for these. I'm just holding them. Let's see what you guys are saying. Do you sell the graded cards or just packs? So, but I have more than this. So if we looked around, I have been buying, let's see. Now, and I'm not going to come in here and tell you that PSA slabs are the worst or anything. I actually agree that PSA slabs carry a premium. That's the whole problem with them. You're not going to find that many. You're not going to find that many deals in a PSA 10. You just won't. You won't find your best deals in a PSA 10. Ooh, look at this. I love this. That CGC coin grading. That's really cool. That's something that they offer that PSA can't really do. PSA does have coin grading, but why would I want PSA to grade my coin? Look at this. Why would I want PSA to grade my coin when the most famous coin grading company in the world can grade my coin as CGC now? So I'd rather have them do it. I feel like they're the experts, not PSA. In terms of coin, oh, here we go. Something like this. Oh, look, I say break on this. Oh, so interesting. Am I going to crack this? Oh, no, no, no. I'm saying we need to offer this as a break. Oh, that's what it is. Oh, I was preparing the next break on the table. I was going to offer you guys a Destined Rivals Tyranitar. Oh, that's such a good idea. We should do that. All right. That's why I'm interested in tag grading. Hey, what's up, Brett? Hey, TCC, you buy Rocket's Mewtwo off of eBay yesterday. That was me. Hope you enjoy or run a break on it. Did I buy Rocket's Mewtwo? Oh, that was me. Yeah, $2,000, right? $2,100 after taxes or something like that. I should have bought him when he was 1.2, so I waited, and now I'm paying that price. And he'll probably fall back down is the funny part, you know. He'll probably come back down eventually. But I'm just going to sink my teeth in it at 2K. Glad you got some money, Mr. Fantasy Football Clowns. No problem, man. I hope you enjoy having my cash. All right. So let me put this away. Yeah, I'm all about experimenting. And I can understand people wanting to take a more conservative approach. But I will say that experimentation has been a pretty important part of what I've done over the years. You know, being a first mover on something is not always a bad thing. Doesn't always backfire. We are. Okay. So this was going to be a new PSA break so that you guys could have a staff card. Let me go look. I think I was watching the staff prices. Lou Matera, always been a supporter. It's Mr. Lou. What's up, Lou? Well, I'm glad you got the sale you wanted. We are. And that particular Mewtwo will just go into my personal collection. How cool is that? Did you pull him out of a booster pack? How did you acquire him? If you pull him out of a booster pack, I'll remember that. Destined Rivals staff. All right, let's see how this goes. Actually, let's go with the Tyranitar staff. We're ready for a new break. Yeah, okay, so I've been watching these, and I saw one reach a better price, and I said we should finally run a break on these now that the price is looking a little better. Okay, you guys ready? Give me a moment here. All right. It is going to be pricey, though. I have to warn you, it is going to be pricey. They're not cheap, just so you know. Okay, so it's going to be 29 spots. 29. Wow. So that is a staff break now. This will be the first time we've ever offered a staff break, ever. And I'm a big fan of them. Can you see that? This is a staff card. I'm into the staff cards now. I think they're cool. I like the reverse hollow stamp. And I was sort of analyzing staff cards, and I noted how rare they stayed over time. And so they're like a modern card that remains really rare. Okay. There it is. Trump sent troops to Portland, Oregon. Woohoo! Now I feel safe. You're so safe! What? All right. Awesome. I actually saw it at the store and just had to grade it. Nice, dude. Well, yesterday was your lucky day. It sold right away. All right. You know, I also, so Mr. Fantasy Football Clowns, I also have 10 booster box cases of that set all stacked up because I love that set so much. And we got a couple booster bundle cases. And if they ever print, I believe they're going to print a premium collection with the stamp Moltres in there. We're going to buy a bunch of those too eventually. I just like Destiny Rivals. But it's a Mewtwo set for sure. Kind of like Unified Minds if you think of it that way. It's just a good set overall. But it's Team Rocket, and we haven't had Team Rocket in a while. So this is a very high-end, risky brick. It's the staff brick. Oh, you're right. This is a, you're correct. That's a tag slab. All right, so anyways, what was I going to say? We are going to jump over here and take care of Isaac Thomas for 2 raw shuffles. Did we already do that? Yeah, we already did that. So now we have an order from Emmanuel Valencia, the Marion slab. Oh, yeah, cheap Marion slab. All right, please enjoy. Priced very cheap for you, Mr. Emmanuel. I put 2 M's in your name. Look, it says Emma. Oh, my God. What would you value BGS 10 Japanese, that Tyranitar, if you had to speculate? I don't know. I don't know. That's crazy, Law. I'm definitely trying for the Moltres set. It's a cool set. It'll have a Moltres stamp in it. But I'm going to stock some of that too. There's been a lot of good sets, so I'm kind of money tight right now. But, you know, we got like Phantasmal Flames coming out too, right? So I'm anticipating that, you know, hopefully that Destiny Rivals goes down in price for everybody and people can open more of it. Go after that Mewtwo again. Probably going to be a lot more of it than people think there is. And who knows? There could be like a price collapse and all this stuff. Everyone's talking about it's a bubble, it's a bubble, it's a bubble. It's going to pop any second. And then the next day, there's new record prices on everything. You know what I mean? But I mean, it does have to eventually go down, doesn't it? You know, if prices, they can only go up and hit record prices so many times in a row before people say, I'm spent, I got no more. And then at that point, it'll start coming down a little bit, right? Because the demand will falter. And when the demand will falter, it'll look like prices are going negative a little bit. And that'll happen a couple months in a row. And then people will go, oh, this isn't a good investment or something, right? So we're anticipating all that. And it won't be a big deal. We're just going to keep holding on because we've already done that. We're in such a strong position now. It's absolutely wild where we're at. Is Law close or stuck? So here he is with only 4 spots left. Trafalgar Law. Mister, I think you priced that staff card off of PSA, not tag. Was there actually a tag one available? I looked for a tag one. I didn't see one. Hold on. Let me just see. Give me a second. All right. Well, there isn't a tag one. So there's no tag version of the card available to compare it to. So we just went with the cheapest 10 of any grading company. That's what we did. And the price is based off of that, plus a premium, okay? That's how these work. They come with the premium because we immediately restocked them. Gabriel Gallegos, he says 10 Korean Nikke. All right, it's time for some Nike. Some Nike. Did someone pull out, besides me, that one time? I don't know. You want me to see how many are in here? I don't think they did. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's Mr. Trafalgar Law. All right. Very nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Got it? Wow, that was perfect. All right. Here we go. You got to pay the dealer to host the break. Yeah, there's a couple things to point out about the cost of the Raucous Tyranitar. So the first thing we do is we actually restock him. Much of this price is just the restock fee. He's really expensive. And then this star spot right here, which is an additional pull, it's actually $40. So this is more like 1 in 28. Then there's two more things to consider. Notice how when you buy the Tyranitar, there's no taxes at there's no taxes to pay at checkout. That's because part of the price is actually like a 8% tax. Finally, there's a 3% PayPal fee on the complete value of the card. So when I go to PayPal and I accept all your guys' money, PayPal will take about 3.5% of the total transaction. Then in between all of that, there's going to be a profit margin. So that's how it's working. Yep, that's how it's working. So there's a profit margin in there as well. All right, here goes. Very nice. Woo, we're close. I'm 3 deep in there. You're restocking that Tag Tyranitar? I just did. He just got restocked. I said, what should we host as a break for the audience? And I'm like, well, what's the coolest thing to break? And I'm like, well, what are you buying? And I told myself, I'm buying staff. I'm buying Destined Rivals staff cards because they're going to issue those one time. They're not going to issue those a bunch of times. If you look at staff cards are relatively rare compared to how many times modern cards get printed. So staff cards are not a bad gamble if you're talking about acquiring something that looks good and has some sort of long-term value. So it's a staff card. It's got a nice stamp on it. Now, in this case, the stamp card's a beautiful Tyranitar. I think Tyranitar is a great Pokemon. So we're gambling on the value of that Tyranitar being strong over time and even going up over time. And yeah, just a big fan of it. I think it's a great Pokemon card. Here we are. Hey, what's good, Mr. LaFlame? Mr. needs to eat too, man. Speaking of needing to eat, your stuff is all packed and ready to go, but I was not able to get it to the post office today. They close early on Saturdays and Sundays, so we will be driving it in person on Monday, just to let you know. Shouldn't be too long of a wait time then. Anyways, because it is an express label, so hopefully it gets there in like 1 or 2 days. It says 1 day. I wonder if that's accurate. Do they really get it done in 1 day? Almost seems impossible. Here we are. Here we are. All right. Mr. can't work for free. How can we get more Pokies if he's working for free? Well, I try to pick a price that I think you guys will accept and that I think makes the most sense. You have to understand something about it. Once I place that price, I can't change it. So it's locked in at that price. Those are the rules. So let's say, you know, it takes a little while for him to sell, but all of a sudden he shoots up to $1,500 per card. I'm not allowed to adjust my price. So you guys noticed recently that the Espeon went off very quickly. And that some of these other breaks went off very quickly. Well, what really happened? Well, the price of all those cards jumped. In fact, here's another one that's probably going to finish pretty soon. This guy might not finish soon, but let me show you a break on the table that might finish soon. It's this Gengar, which I failed to restock because I bought a Korean one, unfortunately. But the price of the Japanese 10 on this Master Ball Gengar has shot up. So, why not? Because it's from 2023. So now he's basically below the market price. I don't know if you guys have been paying any attention at all. This card is cheaper to break than the market price. But when I created the break, there was a premium on it. It was actually above the market price with the premium. But as time went by, now he's cheaper than the market. Crazy. So that's kind of how things work. And it's an important and complex idea about running a card shop because you do have to find some kind of trick to make money. You have to find some trick. One of the tricks is to wait out the market. That's one of the tricks, is to buy something and hope it goes up. And of course, if it doesn't go up, you're in a lot of trouble. So let's say this card went severely down in price over time. No one's jumping in that break then. Well, I don't think they would. Maybe some people would because they don't care. They just want a shot either way. But he's not going to be really popular if the price goes down over time. And that's just kind of how it works. Let's grab this. So you're kind of, when you acquire a card to host a break as a host, you're sort of playing in the market yourself under the belief that you've stocked a type of inventory that's going up in price rather than down in price. You are? All right. You got to make your margins as well as part of you running a business. Yeah, eventually I have to make some kind of profit, and it has to be worth my time and There's a lot of things I could do rather than host this. You have to understand. So instead of hosting this guy, we could take all of the exact same, let's call it capital. You could take the exact same capital and apply it toward card grading. So I could just go grade cards. Or I could apply that money toward sealed product. And sealed product does very good and very consistently good. So to host the breaks, there really has to be something there. There's got to be a little bit of meat. Here's Mark J. Valerian for 1 pack of Topps Chrome MetaZoo. You got it. Topps Chrome MetaZoo. All of a sudden, people are opening this. So with this set, there is a Mothman, numbered Mothman card, like serialized. And I think the last one sold for like $250. So there is actually some value on these. If you get lucky, you have to get lucky. That's the trick, isn't it? We're here to have a little bit of fun and get lucky tonight. How was your day, Miss Jody? How are you? Well, I went to the house we used to rent to John. It's the El Tampa house, and because that's the road. And we paid a contractor $7,000 to do a whole bunch of repairs on the home. And he did the repairs. It's a lot nicer now. It doesn't smell like smoke. There's a hint, but it's faint. There's a hint, but it's faint. The walls have been repainted. All the carpet's been pulled. New carpet has been laid. New flooring has been laid. And probably one of my biggest letdowns was that the flooring in the family room doesn't feel very good. Like I was walking on it and it would like sink as I walked into it. Like I felt like a pressure that went down into the floor. And so ChatGPT was explaining that meant the floorboard under the floor was weak. And I was like, oh, Jesus, dude. So I don't even know what to do about that. But, you know, I feel like the contractor probably used some chintzy materials to create that flooring. And kind of bothered me, but I don't know if it would stop it from selling. I don't think it would. The basics of the house is very nice. No, not just creaking wood, but like you step on it and it almost feels like you step down into something. Like not like really far down, but almost like, you know, when you step on grass, you can feel your some pressure give underneath you. It's kind of like that. But so apparently that means that the floorboards underneath the top layer of the floor are not that strong, or they're old or something like that. But it is an old home. It's not a terribly expensive home. Watch this, mister, says Golden Boy. Hey, what's up, Golden Boy? Member for 15 months. Thank you so much, man. Pokefolios are very liquid and diverse. There's a good amount of ways to invest that capital, like you said. I believe I've seen that Red Wing dude in my dreams. I wish I lived closer. I'd be working for you. Ah, that'd be nice. But Kirsten and I might move one day. So we are not hiring anybody necessarily right now. We might be moving. You got ripped off. Yeah, we don't know. Sounds like a joist issue, not flooring. I'm not an expert on any of it, but we paid $7,000. He was the cheapest guy, too. One company quoted $20,000 for the de-smoking, the painting, the carpet removal, all this stuff. Because one team considered it, get this, a health hazard to work in the house. It was that dirty. And so he did some stuff, too. He kind of left some trash in the backyard. Like, that's so unprofessional. And then also, he left our air conditioning at 67 degrees for like, it was left at that temperature for like 2 weeks. What a dummy, dude. Who does that? Very unprofessional. But he's done with the job and he's paid, and the house is probably good enough to sell now, and it'd just be the next person's problem. But we got a little bit of work left on that home. It's got to have a deep clean in the kitchen and the bathrooms, and then it's probably got to be staged, got to have blinds. The back porch has got to be cleaned. Probably some lawn care. So all those need to be done, and then it'll be ready to sell. All right. Finger bang, bang it, baby, into your life. Objective complete. That clown has one big finger. There we go. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Mark. I really appreciate it. Yep. It sucks. It sucks repairing a home. However, there's a house right next to it, like literally adjacent to it, that's for sale. And we looked up the price of the one that's for sale. They have it listed for $225,000, which sort of reflects something that we knew about the area, that the prices have moved dramatically up on the cost of those homes. So we acquired the home at $140,000, and when we look it up on Zillow, Zillow's recommending the same thing, that we sell ours around $220,000. And so it seems that even though we're putting these money into the repairs, it seems that the house is going to be sold for more than we acquired it for a couple of years ago, and it's going to be okay. And really, I just want to break even, and maybe a little bit better than break even, but hopefully that happens. But we're going to get that house listed up. I hear mortgage rates are coming down slightly too, so that's not a bad time to start trying to sell, because I heard houses kind of dipped for a while. But most of all, they dipped in areas where there was a big supply increase. There was not a big supply increase in Lake of the Ozarks. Now, wait a second. This is called the Flute. We had it priced at $450. That's probably the value of it. What's the square footage? I can't remember. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. It's not huge, but it's not small either. Nice little home. Got it for $140K. We are. We could deck it out and turn it into an Airbnb rental. That's an interesting thought. I don't know if it's a good idea, but it's an interesting thought. It might give us more time to do more repairs to it, in fact. All right, let's see. There's a lot of events that occur down here in Lake of the Ozarks. Or we could sell that house and we can sell the other house. Here we go. Is this a hollow? That's a non-hollow. They want $350 for a non-hollow of this. I never know what to price these things at. No one's going to buy them anyways. We are. Nobody's going to buy these because they're like these unknown Topps cards. You've never heard of them. They're shockingly rare. You have to be like a Topps card connoisseur to appreciate how it was acquired and how extremely rare they are. So this card today is Population 2. Pop 2, everybody. Pop 2. Honestly, I've got no clue. I know that the cost of Pokemon cards in general have gone up. We're going to move this one to 600, I guess. It features Ash on the front of it, and there's a cute girl playing the skin flute, so I don't know. We're going to start saying 1025 on it these days. Very nice. Do you deliver to Brazil? I do, actually, yes. I'm getting out of rentals entirely, says Baseball Mitts. Yeah, we haven't done too bad, I guess. We were renting that other lake house, the Blue Lake House, and the biggest problem is that it doesn't earn enough money to pay the mortgage. But over time, it should actually, that equation should flip, and it's actually quite close. This year has been the closest year to paying off the mortgage for the year. The biggest problem was actually the repairs. I had to pay $3,000 to repair the road leading to that home because it was having severe flooding problems. All right, next up we have Josue Rodriguez. What's up, man? For the lady on the left. Ooh, the one that is already sold. Ah, man, Mr. Emmanuel already snatched it. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry, man. All right. Good old Topps 2000. Yeah. I'm sorry, dude. We're going to say 18 on this. Tell me, so Baseball Mitts, you were renting homes. Tell me about why you got out of it. What made you feel like you wanted out? I feel like for Karis and I, we want to move potentially to Nevada. And we don't know if we really want to spend all our time like remote owning homes that are for rent, as opposed to just paying off our mortgage of a new home, which seems like it's just, I don't know, satisfying in a certain way. It's a more conservative move as well. Puts less pressure on us to keep our jobs and keep working the rest of our lives, you know, because we're not worried about, oh, we got to get the mortgages paid. But, you know, if we wanted to get as rich as possible, maybe it's the best idea. But I don't know. Do I want to be rich in my 50s, or do I want to be having not so much pressure to work right now? Okay, this is Population 2 as well. Here we are. We went to the Blue Lake House, the rental unit. Did you guys know you could come out here to Lake of the Ozarks and rent my lake house from me right now? Did you guys know that? I don't advertise that very often, but you can actually, we have a second lake house. You can rent it. It's very cheap. It's only $500 a night. They were paid off in 3 times in value, and I value my time more than anything else, so I cashed it in. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what Karis and I are talking about. Like, we can just let them keep getting old, keep paying the mortgage, and hopefully they keep earning rent. Or we could cash them out for the equity in them right now, which they've also gone up. Yeah, ours have gone up as well. I don't know about 3 times, but they've gone up a little bit. And we could just cash out the equity right now and then just redeploy that money in a new tax state, a tax-free state like Nevada, and use that money to buy our new home. That seems like the smart move. Now, I really like this one, the first temple. I like this one. Look at this. Do we get a promo for the purchase? Says Jay. A promo? What do you mean? Like a first-time purchase? The first temple. Pikachu! Oh, my God, he's cute. All right. Just was done. The value is up so big, and if things go south, who knows? Oh, I see what you're saying. So you'd rather be sitting on maybe some cash right now because the stock market's at this, like, you know, record-breaking price. Pokemon cards are at this record-breaking price. Everything's at a record-breaking price. Do you mean like that? It's an interesting thought. You know, if the stock market were to explode or something like that. I really like this, the first temple. It's a very funny Pikachu card. I am going to value this card a little more. Yep, no crystal ball. They're up. Cash in and enjoy my time, less worry. Very cool, man. Well, you know, you're going to be a big winner if there is a crash. I don't want to pray for a crash, though. There it is. You hear that, like Kiyosaki and Peter Schiff are basically begging for a crash. They're like, please crash, please. Gold's going to go straight to the moon. It's like, yeah, I suppose it could. Briefly. Gold is up, though. Gold is up for sure. There are people that are nervous. All right. Thank you. Next up, we have Isaac Thomas. He says, shipping, let me know if you need more. I know I bought a bunch of junk packs. Nope, I don't need any more. That's the special thing on this channel is if you have a whole bunch of stuff, it still ships out for just $9. One of the benefits of our flat shipping price. So you could get like $20 worth of shipping, and it's just $9 because you bought a lot of stuff. So you're going to benefit from that today. My gold is way up. I do have a little bit of gold, not that much, but yeah, I know the gold is up. It's really interesting. I'm mostly a Pokemon card guy, and I'm still drilling hard into Pokemon. Pokemon's insane, man. Here we are. And I think there's a lot of fear around Pokemon right now. I think there's a lot of fear because it's almost too good to be true, right? And I think right now is going to be a big gamble on what happens next, whether it keeps going or whether it all pops. It's a big gamble, and either it pops and the people who got out are like screaming how great they are because you're going to be really happy, or it jumps. If it doesn't pop, it's going to jump. It's going to shock everybody, but if it does not pop, it's going to jump further. And I wouldn't sell either way, to be honest. So if I knew it was going to pop, I wouldn't sell. I would just hopefully have some cash to buy more. Oops, come on now. Yeah, it doesn't really matter to me either way. But for some people, it does matter a lot. For me, it doesn't matter because I run a card shop, right? So I have like this ultimate advantage. Whether it's going up or whether it's going down, we just keep selling. We host breaks. We do cool things. Doesn't matter to me. I'm like the stockbroker, right? I'm like the stock market goes up, great, people buy stocks. The stock market goes down, great, people sell stocks. So I'm like a stockbroker. It doesn't matter to me. But if you look at my actual behaviors around the cards, I have the same. I agree with Warren Buffett about buying and holding. I'm just going to buy it. I'm not going to let it go. I'm just going to keep buying. I have a belief about what the future is going to look like, where people are just going to keep buying these. Pokemon has done well by me. I have a few Rubbermaids full of sealed, but I did trim down my slabs by 90%. You are? I think you sold one of your Tyranitar's to me. Okay, so I've got your label. Let me take this off the table. I'm going to grab some Tyranitar's for fun. If I can find them. I think now is a great time to have slabs because PSA just announced that they can't meet demand with the grading. So they're slowing down the turnaround times. I've seen this before. I've seen all of this before in the past. I remember how it ended. Hold on. Where do I keep my Tyranitars? I don't even know where I keep them. Oh, is it this box? Might be this box. Hold on. No? I don't know. I got no clue where I'm keeping them, so. All right. Well, I guess never mind. Is this box? What's in this box? No. Yeah, I think I have a box of Tyranitar somewhere. I don't know where. I need to sort my slabs really badly. There we go. I recognized you. I didn't send anything funny to you because they went through the authenticator, or else I would have sent something funny. Ah, that's too bad, huh? That is too bad. Let's see, what do we got next? We have Mr. Emmanuel Valencia. 10 Korean Nikke. Yes, sir, we got you. Let's get it. Oops, ow. So we got a little bit right here, but we're going to need to get some more. I'm back like Brittany. I'm Brittany. It's Brittany, bitch. I'm going to have to go get a fresh box of the Nikkes. Yeah, it's interesting. You know, you sold me that Tyranitar. Now, the question is, what does it do? Does it jump? Does it double? Does it triple? Does it quadruple? Or does it jump and then it crash real hard? What actually happens with it? And I'm taking the gamble that it goes up in the long run. All right, man, for the life of me, I could not find these. Sorry about that. Whew. All right, there we are. If I was rich, I'd buy a lot of Taco Bell. If I was a rich man, shooby-dooby-dooby. Fiddler on the Roof, huh? Man, the Israel's in a lot of social trouble these days. You know, a lot of people are angry over that war over there. Wonder if they're gonna wrap that up anytime soon. If I was a rich man, shooby-dooby-dooby-dooby-dooby-dooby-dooby-dum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It was a good card. I just have too many good cards. It's not my business. It's just a minor hobby. That makes sense. Yeah, if you're not like... So, like, I'd say this store is more like a Pokemon card shop. We are. Although we carry other things, don't we? I got a little bit of Mario. Actually, I'm kind of getting more into Mario lately. I like Mario a lot. A little bit of Mario. I got a pretty big chunk of vintage Gundam. Did you know that? Got a bunch of vintage Gundam hidden. Found it at a good price. I've got Mickey Mouse. You guys know that. I got one of the most prestigious Mickey Mouse collections. I call it a historic card set because it's so old. So the Mickey cards... I don't think they're just like vintage cards. They're like 100 years old. So the bubblegum cards are 100 years old. I think that's like a historic collectible. I'd say the same thing for really old baseball cards. If you got a baseball card and it's 100 years old, I think that goes beyond just being a vintage card. It's like, it's a piece of history. It spans multiple, you know, lifespans. You know what I'm saying? So it's a really cool thing. And we own the oldest Mickey Mouse collection in the world, and it's a complete collection, the Junkosa Mickey Mouse cards, that I got for a really surprisingly good price a couple years ago. Has it been a couple years? I don't know how long it's been. But so I like the Mickey Mouse cards a lot, especially old Mickey. I don't know about modern Disney, but old Disney. I like that a lot. And then also Mr. Mario. Yeah, there's some serious Mario cards out there. Okay, we're looking for the signature, Mr. Emmanuel. If there is one. Let's see. Look at that boobies card, dude. Jesus Christ, bro. Okay, no signature in that round. Been collecting baseball cards for like 40 years. My baseball cards are crazy. Nice. Yeah, I don't understand sports as well. I'll tell you that. I really don't understand them because I just grew up not watching sports. I kind of watched politics my whole life, man. I watch politics and not sports. Isn't that like a thing? I feel like that's a thing, you know? Like a personality difference. I think what it means is I'm a huge nerd. Here's Emmanuel Valencia. Mr. Emmanuel, let's go find your bag. Nerd. Let's see. My parents got me into politics when I was a kid, and it stuck. Emmanuel Valencia. Did you need a fresh bag? Eric Rodriguez. Here's Emmanuel Cornelio. He didn't say new bag, right? Mr. Guy, get big into political cards. No, I'm not really interested in doing that. I sure watch the news, though, man. I like the news. I like to see what's going on in the country. All right, what do we got? What we got? Ah, here you are. Found you. You got 2 fat bags. Almost time to start a new one, huh? Okay, so that bag's pretty fat already. This one's pretty fat. We'll grab some of these like that. Okay. All right. Good. Nice. Enjoy your kids. Time flies. Enjoy your time. Kids fly. There we go. Mr. Thoughts on the Portland situation? I really don't know much about it. I mean, all I heard is that Trump sent the troops into Portland. He didn't say he was going to go into Portland and shoot everybody, did he? So I think he's going in there to do something similar to what they were doing in Washington, D.C. and Memphis, Tennessee, right? Is that what he's doing? Where he's going to go in there, and if he catches you being naughty, you're going to be in trouble. And instead of relying on the police to do that, the federal government's going to do it. There we go. All right. So now we've got Nathan Gordon. I got to take that Gengar Master Ball home. Yeah, exactly. Like, he's a very good one. In terms of a break, right? There you go, Nathan Gordon. Nathan Gordon. Politics boring, says baseball mitts. Yeah, see, that's an interesting thing. I feel like there's like this scale. And the heavier you go towards sports, the more you hate politics. And the heavier you go toward politics, the less likely you watch sports. I don't know why that is. I don't know what causes that. Here we go. Is it like a nerd thing? Is it maybe there's a certain type of brain or something? I don't know. Right? I've watched sports before. I've been to a hockey game. I've been to a football game. I've been to a baseball game. I've been to all of them. I've watched the Super Bowl a couple times in my life. I watched the World Series. The Cardinals won the World Series back like over 12 years ago. St. Louis Cardinals, right? And that was a big deal out here when that happened. It just doesn't stick. I watch it and I go, oh, that's cool. I do like when you can swipe on like TikTok or something and you can just see like the highlights. That's good. I like that. When you can just see like the special moment of a big game, a really important game, and you don't have to sit there for like 2 hours and watch it. You can just watch like the most important moment of the game. I do like that a lot. Got my drink here. Here's my little spin drifts. Do you have a vintage pack break going on, or just the Astral Radiance box? Just the Astral Radiance box at the moment. Oh, look at this. Here's a gym break, 1 and 2 odds. They bore me because I grew up in a family with money and I'm a white male, so sorry to say they don't affect me much, as sad as it is. Do you have a vintage pack break going on, or just the Astral Radiance box? I mean, I pass as white. I had a Filipino grandma, right? So I'm quarter Filipino, I guess. But I pass as white, and I still love it. But I didn't grow up in a family with money. But maybe you're suggesting when life's too easy, you're not as affected by politics. I don't know if that's true, though, right? Because I think actually a lot of wealthy people do sort of, distract themselves with politics because they've got nothing else that really to have to work. Like, they don't have to go to work. They can occupy all of their time with politics. So maybe it's just more like, it's just not interesting to you. Or maybe it's like, I tell you something, United States politics are so toxic these days that for some people it's probably just all stress. Anyways, you're just like, why am I dealing with this? This is all stress, you know? So that's another take maybe. Who wants to be involved in something that's so stressful these days? It's no longer like just about a difference in tax policy. Now it's like, oh, Trump's a dictator and fascism and all this other stuff. So it gets really, gets really crazy these days, I feel. So we're going to say 7 hundies on this one. Oops, I wrote down 925. It should say 1025. They whine about taxes. If they don't enjoy other things, I enjoy other things. Do you have a vintage pack break going on? I know, too toxic, says Miss Jody. Miss Jody, so wise. Wise beyond your years, Miss Jody. We have Christine. Can I get 3 junk packs and 3 rocket packs? Yes, you can. The rocket packs are $2 now, Christine, but we'll get you them at the older price. Not a big deal. We'll get these 3. Just letting you know for next time. All right. See what you pull out of here. So these are the junk packs. They are $3 each. And these are the extremely popular Team Rocket Korean packs. These are $2 each. I'd rather skip down the street with my cat. They are. All right. I think politics are modern day religion. I think that's what they really are. They're modern day religion. And so, you know, people get up, including myself, on their soapbox, and they, you know, they preach and they preach and they preach, and it can get kind of stinky after a while. All right. Ooh. Here's Pascal Sayakam. Here's the Cat Girl. Here's Blade of Oni. Son Goku. Mirage. Some Star Wars. Cool. Pack number 1. My cat can skip. Voting is important, but people basing their entire personality on who they vote for the last election is dumb. There is a certain feeling like, what am I doing? You know, I actually attribute this to the fact that the politics have gotten so bad that people are committing acts of violence at this point, you know, or like they threaten it, or they call you some sort of like really serious name. So it's actually gotten so toxic that you actually stand back and you go, do I even want to, you know, do I want to touch this with a 10-foot pole? It's gotten really bad. It just has. And I don't think it's going to change for a while. I don't think it's going to change for a while. All right, here is, maybe that's just the way of the world a little bit, you know? Like if you just believe everything's fate or everything comes down to biology, those kind of like bigger ideas, maybe it's just bound to happen. Wow, that's a nice card, whatever that is. This one too. Let's leave these up. Free Fall. Ooh, that Boba Fett's cool too. And you got Sky Moore rookie card. Jesus. All right. It ruins relationships. Yeah, maybe. If you have like a girlfriend or a boyfriend who has a very different personality type from you, Karis is actually much more conservative than I am. Karis is more conservative. So I'm a bit of a conservative myself, although I'm very open-minded. And then Karis is more like all the way conservative. And her dad and her mom, they're like Christian conservatives. So they're like the complete package. We are. All right. Okay. I like to say that I can swing either way. I just have to listen to the arguments and see what I think is maybe the smartest argument. You know what I mean? So I like to be convinced. I really like to participate in the philosophical part of it. Not the angry sort of like shouting slogans, like slogan this, slogan that, but more like the deeper ideas about what's going to happen next for the human race. You know, I like to think about those things. I like to take it to like more of a scientific level. I like to take it to more of a philosophical, existential level. Here's an Annihilate, and I think that's why it ends up being so much fun for me. And I never really get so attached to the ideas that, you know, I get upset over them. I just like to think about them. They're like in my head, you know. They are. One thing that seems believable, and I'm on the good side of it, is the real divide is in those who have money and those who don't. Maybe. I mean, I guess you could say that, you know, class problems is always a big part of politics. But if you look, there's a lot of rich people on the Republican Party. I think Elon Musk is an example, right? There's a lot of rich people on the Democrat Party, like George Soros, I would argue. So I don't know. Is it strictly a class problem, or is it actually just a difference in ideologies? Because you can find rich CEOs who have a lot of money, millions to billions, who have more of a liberal take on how the country should be operated. And then you have rich guys, perhaps like Elon Musk, who think the country is not going to the right far enough, or something like that, right? Okay, Miss Christine. So I think it actually does come down to policy a little bit. Here we are. You could definitely make the argument, though, that the biggest issue is, you know, the rich taking advantage of the poor. Here we are. You can. There's many directions you can take it. I don't know. This bag's getting too fat. We might have to make 2 bags for you now. I think this is a very fat bag. Let's see. Where can I cut it off? Maybe right there. Hey, what's up, Gab? How's it going? Any thoughts on the people that went to TSU to debate with people, but all the people ended up harassing, assaulting them, and the college defended their student actions? I don't really know that story. Is that the story where the one guy had like the MAGA hat and he was getting a police escort to get out of there? I think I saw that briefly. Yes. All right. Very nice. Miss Christine. There we go. Very good. Oh, I love this song that's playing. What is the name of this song? Time Cop, Tears in the Rain. I wonder if this demonetizes us or not. One thing that seems believable. Oh, I already read that one. Any thoughts on the people that went to TSU? Hey, what's up, Gab? Over being a U.S. citizen, a member of a political party or religion or anything, I think of myself as a father, a husband, a son, a brother. The rest is noise to me. I sort of agree. But I would also say that you're part of a larger beehive, too, right? Like, you weren't born in Indonesia. You weren't born in Chad or Nigeria. You were born here in the United States. And we have a particular set of values, a particular constitution. We're surrounded by a particular group of people. And those outcomes, the gamble that you landed over here was a big deal, actually. So you have sort of like a very convenient, maybe like very prosperous lifestyle. And that couldn't have been afforded to you unless you were in the correct country. So now we're discussing how the rules should change, or if they should stay the same, actually, as well. That's an option. And, you know, it's an there's a reason why the whole subject exists and why everyone's, you know, got something to say about it. But I know what you're trying to say. What you're trying to say is that, you know, you have your priorities, your family's at the top, right? I totally get that, and I actually agree with it. In a way, it's sort of like how the whole world should operate, is that your ability to, you know, love somebody important to you and serve them and take care of them, sort of a reflection of your, you know, your inner values that end up playing out at your community level and then in a larger degree to your country level. You know what I mean? So, you know, you're expressing ideas that are surprisingly, I would argue, kind of conservative. The idea that you have a responsibility to take care of your family and, you know, to value your family relationship. But you can make all kinds of arguments every direction. It doesn't really matter. Let's see, we'll grab this. All right. You can't claim one idea for one team or another team. We're going to say 500 on this one. Ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. All right. I would to hear Mr. Thoughts on the black fatigue. I keep seeing that pop up in my feed. Black fatigue. Yeah, if I see that one more time, my head's going to explode. Mr. Zach says the law, manga break. I don't think that anyone could disagree. There was this really big moment in our history as a country where we had this George Floyd moment, right? You had Michael Brown and then the creation of the BLM movement, and then you had George Floyd. This jerk police officer, Derek Chauvin, kneels down on George Floyd, and he's like, I can't breathe. Of course, on the other hand, and we only find this out much later, he had swallowed his fentanyl, so he couldn't get in trouble for that. So that is a common tactic when you have drugs on your person, is to swallow all of your drugs. So part of the reason that he might have died that day is because he swallowed his drugs. And so he dies, and there's this big sort of like moment in the country where people are very fed up with sort of like police harassment or profiling, and they're very upset about George Floyd, and there's statues of him now and streets named after him now. And there was this huge riot that lasted for a while. It cost like, I don't remember, was it like $30 billion a day? I don't remember. It was like $3 billion or $30 billion, some big number, I don't know. But so there was this really bad moment, and it was disturbing, and it affected a lot of people, and there were, people had different disagreements on their feelings on it. I'm from Missouri, so I actually remember the Michael Brown case. I worked in that area. That's the northern area of St. Louis County. I worked there for Coca-Cola. I worked there. I worked the West County. I worked on the East, too, and the South, because I was a cover merchandiser. So my job for a long time was to go all over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow, we're up to 12. But anyways, there was this crazy moment, and I feel like after that moment, there was this sort of, like, I can almost think of it in terms of the dynamics in a family home. The dynamics in a family home. Mom and dad and a bunch of children, right? You can think of the government like mom and dad. Now, let's assume mom and dad have actually done something really bad, and they've sort of lost their moral high ground, right? And I think that's kind of how America was perceived in that time period. The cops, they're the authority, and they're looked at like, hey, these are really bad people now. And so I think that there was the side effect of George Floyd is you had this feeling like you don't got to listen to the cops anymore. They're all corrupt and terrible and authoritarian figures from an evil government that doesn't care about you. But also I think that, if you've ever heard of that term victim mentality, it feeds also into the victim mentality. The odds are against me. The cops don't like us. We're clearly oppressed. And so, if you're being fed this sort of like ammunition and fuel psychologically to see yourself in the mirror a certain way, you are tempted perhaps more so to go out and do some bad things. Like, hey, maybe I should just steal until I'm rich. Because that's what happened during the BLM riots. Tons of stealing, like huge amounts of it. And I don't think a lot of people got in that much trouble for that. And then what occurred afterwards, a whole bunch of theft. This brand new thing evolved in the United States where you go to like Target or Walmart and everything's locked behind glass. Like you're in a reverse zoo. You're the animal. Right? You know what I'm talking about? That's new. That developed after the George Floyd riot. And so there's this new time period you're in where everything's locked. And it feels terrible. It does feel like a reverse jail or a reverse zoo. And you get all these recordings of people going in and stealing tons of product. And again, I think that all that theft occurred as a result of the sort of psychological stress during that George Floyd moment. And again, I refer to it sort of like a child and parents, because when your parents are bad, well, then why do you got to listen to them? If your parents are bad, why do you respect them? I just break all the rules. Cops are bad. My parents, I do whatever I want now. And so I think that this has been extremely bad for the African-American community for two reasons. The psychological effect was bad, but also the consequential recordings of your activities. If you break into like in California recently, like 25 guys break into a big jewelry shop and steal everything. If people record you doing that and they know who you are, that just stacks on top of everything else we're watching. And it stays up on the internet forever. That's not a whole group of Chinese dudes. It's not a whole group of, I guess, Indian dudes. It's not a whole group of Spanish grandmas. So, you just get this video evidence after video evidence after video evidence after video evidence. The poor Ukrainian girl getting stabbed. And this becomes a very bad thing because it's all saved on the internet. And so, it's a bad situation. And to fix it, I think it's like a brand problem. You have to improve your branding. Is it fixable? I think it's totally fixable, but I think you have to improve your branding. And I can't do that. It's just up to them. That's it. So you have to have, I think, leadership in their community that stands up and says, we want to be, we want to be looked at different. We want to be looked at different. I think they have to have leadership that comes in and says, we don't want to be looked at like victims. We don't want to create a complex about what happened with George Floyd. We don't want to create a complex around that. We don't want to create a complex where we hate the cops and hate authority and feel, you know, like we should go break into some sort of jewelry store in California, and that we actually just want to be law-abiding and loved and, you know, maybe Christian or whatever it is, religious. We're God-fearing. We believe in the rules, the rule of law and all that stuff. You have to recreate your brand. And I don't know if that will happen. I don't think it can because they lack the leadership for now. And it's too bad because it doesn't have to be that way. But I don't know. I don't think it's true for all of them. Okay, you ready? So we've got releasing the Titans. Ready? That's my thoughts on it. But you see that term popping up, the whole black fatigue this, black fatigue that. So you see that popping up on social media all the time. It's kind of annoying. Here goes. I like Pokemon cards, Andrew Bertrand said. Hey, what's up, Andrew? My grandkids' box arrived and they wanted me to thank you. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, John. Black fatigue is real, says Troy. Suppose things that black people always do and other races are tired of it. I think it goes further than that. Do you remember the whole case with the Zimmerman? Zimmerman was a bit back further. I do remember Zimmerman. It was a kid, and Zimmerman was like sort of tracking him and kind of shouldn't have been, but he was suspicious. And then he got himself into a confrontation with the kid. And then the kid actually did get violent with him, and Zimmerman had a gun ready, and he shot the kid. And that trial lasted a while. It was a big deal. It just keeps repeating. The LA riots were wild. Do you remember the Kyle Rittenhouse case? I do. I remember Kyle Rittenhouse. Yeah, that was interesting. It's a wealth inequality thing, partly. It looks like organized crime to me. We shouldn't hate an entire group over the action. Well, yeah, exactly, Mr. Emmanuel. Well, that's the whole black fatigue thing, because it's really just, you know, it's just sort of racism, isn't it? It's just a different word for racism. It's unfair to, I would say, law-abiding, productive, hardworking black people who maybe they're conservatives, you know, and they hate all this stuff, and they don't agree with any of it, and they're grouped in with everyone else. But again, it's not like you're finding Asian grandmas smashing into jewelry stores. So the stereotyping is occurring because it's all these videos keep getting posted. It's a really bad thing, and it's also a warning sign to everyone else. You know, like, if you have a problem in your particular racial group where you're committing the same problem over and over and over and over again, maybe like mass shootings, right? You got to kind of stop that somehow before it sticks to your group like a brand. You don't want to be branded negatively. It hurts your people. Look at this. The tumultuous waters. Okay, tumultuous waters. You don't want to hurt your brand. It just makes life a little harder. There we go. In Australia, we have similar issues with Indigenous. There's an us versus them mentality from their population. They're statistically overrepresented in jails, yet they're also the ones that get the most handouts with health, education, and accommodation, and still have a victimhood mentality. Yeah, it's a dangerous thing. I totally understand victimhood mentality because I grew up in a really tough family. I had a lot of pain and punishment I went through. My parents didn't treat me right. I left on my own. I had no money. I had no help. And it's very easy to sort of swirl around the drain of feelings where you're like, why did this happen to me? This isn't right. Look at all these guys over here in suits, and they got everything that they need. And I'm just this poor schmuck because of my parents. It's not fair. And it's very easy to stay there, especially if you're trying and trying and trying and not succeeding. So it's very easy to get stuck in that situation. And I think a lot of people are in that situation. But there is something that'll set you free, and it's education. You have to go read books. I know that sounds like a simple explanation, but you need to go find out what you're bad at and go look up a book that'll teach you how to be good at it. And then you have to do this thing called reading or audiobook. Audiobook is great. Instead of reading, you can just listen to someone talk. So go listen to an audiobook that solves your problems and then just get to work on them. Because the more time you spend working on your problems, rather than talking about how upset you are that the world's against you, you're just going to get further. It's like a video game. Like in a video game, if you just walk around in a circle feeling bad, you don't get anything done in the game. But if you go play the game, you fight the monsters. You can think of the monsters like challenges in your life. You're going to get your score up. Your score is going to go up. Your character is going to level up. So, yeah, the victimhood mentality, it's there for a reason. It's not an accident. Some people have an unfair hand in life, and it's very hard to get out of it. But there is a trick. You have to read. You have to. You have to go start reading books. You have to read books. You have to listen to college professors who put their talks online for free. You have to go find somebody to be inspired by. Go find like a leader or something. Go find like, you know, go model yourself after somebody. And the sooner you get to work, the sooner you can start repairing your situation and start like climbing or leveling up or however you want to think of it. You have to do it. The other option is to just feel bad all day and it doesn't solve anything. Just doesn't. You'll be stuck. So, you know, you get annoying Republicans saying, oh, you just got a victimhood mentality. And some of those guys don't appreciate it. It's not just a mentality. It's like, it really is unfair. And someone needs to acknowledge that it's unfair. But once you've acknowledged it, what then? What do you want to do now? Don't you want to level up? Don't you want to like move forward? So there's this point where after you're done grieving, you got to move on. Here's Team Rocket Grunt. Noticed I won the Mega Box battle. Thanks, mister. Can I get 6 black, 2 spots in the Astral Box break? Keep sealed. 1 Paldean Fates. All right, you got it, man. So, let's see what you guys are saying. I'm trying and not succeeding. I hate it. Yeah, I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean. Here we are. All right. Can't tolerate the BS. Consequences should be held to crime unless there are extreme circumstances why one steals. They were letting go of everyone who stole. People see that and think consequences free. Yeah, actually, one of the side effects of not applying law and order is it sort of incentivizes more crime. And then if you're committing crime after crime after crime and people are recording it, it's horrible for your brand. You don't want that. Really terrible. All right, so this will say $29. Here we go. Okay. Putting that there. It's really bad. Here's this. Oh, Scarlet Violet Black Bolt. All right. It's a tough situation. What can you do about it, you know? It's a tough situation for sure. My talk to text, my apologies. I agree, like many others, could be a victim. The victimhood is coming from things that happened in the 1700s, 1900s, 1930s, 1950s, not from anything more recent. Yeah, I think you could make an argument that a lot of people born today are born with disadvantages. My parents were poor. My father, he's Filipino. My grandmother, Filipino. I came from a family of 11 children. We were constantly worried that we were going to lose our home. It was extremely stressful. And I look white because my mom was white. And so, you know, you hear about that term that used to be pushed really hard. I don't think it gets pushed as hard anymore. But it's that term, white privilege. And it's kind of frustrating to hear that if you're, you know, some white people did maybe have some privilege. But the thing is, I think it's more like rich people have privilege. I think Baseball Mitts was saying that. And to take a whole group of people and say the entire group has the advantage doesn't even make sense. Like, whites don't make the most money in America. It was Asians, right? Asians make the most money. They are. And Asians came from a disadvantage, too. They went to, like, the internment camps. They weren't treated fairly when they got into America. There was a lot of racism and distrust for a while because of World War II. Yeah, it was a bad situation for them. And Asians come from difficult parts of the world, sometimes with nothing, and then they work very hard and they build up something really beautiful. And so that's just further proof that you start wherever you start, very often, sometimes from behind. But if you work really hard and really determinedly, is that the right word? Determinedly? Minchino, he's so cute. If you have a plan, a strategy, if you educate yourself, if you do a lot of reading and go to school, but also do a lot of reading on your own, And if you're conservative with how you make your decisions, I think you have to be conservative sometimes. Sometimes you have to decide, I'm not going to go to Disneyland. I'm not going to go on that vacation. I'm going to save up. Or I'm going to pay my house down first or something like that. That's a difficult choice to make, you know, because you're like giving up fun for work. And it's a difficult decision, but it's the right decision. A lot of the time it's the right decision. Ooh, what do we got here? Oh, Chiyu. All right. So a lot of life is just that, isn't it? Isn't it just a series of choices you've made, and you get to make choices for a certain number of years, and hopefully you made the right ones. And then at the end of your video game, you find out where you're at. You know, you're wherever you're at. All right. Unfortunately, that's how the law is. The prosecutor and the attorney, as well as judges, go on the basics and learn that the law is equal and that everyone deserves a chance. Everyone have fun. Anybody get any hits? So this so far is for our good friend, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. We've got Minccino, Kyurem, and Chiyu. All right. So that right there is your box of Pokemon Black with your Paldean Fates. We need one more thing. We need your 2 spots in the Astral box break. All right. Team Rocket Grunt, let's get this into your bag. Oh, my foot. I was sitting on my foot. It went to sleep. All right. Well, anyways, that was an interesting conversation, wasn't it? There you go. All right. Very good. Very nice. What do we got next? Who do you think could be a president in the Democrat Party these days? Do you think The Rock will run? That'd be interesting, The Rock. I bet The Rock could run and win. Here's Ulrich von Hutten. Oh, so nice. Here's Taiho. Oh, Taiho. Okay. Oh, wait. Wrong sleeve. I think Newsom's probably going to run. That's my bet. Set that there. But I heard about The Rock thinking about running. That's an interesting idea, isn't it? Any other news, guys? Is there any other interesting news? I heard that there was a mass shooting in North Carolina. Did you guys hear about that one? And it's an interesting one because it occurred at a dockside restaurant. I think it was a dockside restaurant. So like a restaurant on the side of the water. And a guy in a boat drove up in his boat and just shot a bunch of people. How insane is that? I've never heard of that before in America. Guy in a boat flies up next to a restaurant, just shoots people indiscriminately. What the hell? That's pretty interesting. Hopefully they catch that guy. Rain Bryan says, some people say we're living in the worst times, but imagine back in ancient Egypt when you were placed at a hierarchy through blood and had little to no chance to ever move up. Yeah, I tend to think it's the exact opposite. We're living in the best times. Air conditioning, that alone is pretty good. Air conditioning, video games, Pokemon cards, the internet. You are? You mean the Pebble? The Pebble! He quit the juice and dropped a person worth of weight. I heard he did that for his movie that he's making. All right, let me take a picture of this. The Pebble. There you go. Happy Sunday, by the way, guys. Did you guys go to church today? I don't go to church. Does that make me a bad person? You are? All right. I hear Americans are not attending church as much. The numbers are down. There you go. Didn't Kanye West try to run for president? He's nuts, dude. Here's Manectric. Ooh, that's a cool one, man. That's a good one. Here's Y. Schwartz. Let me go ahead and take a picture of this for the press channel. Drive-by boat shooting, WTF. No church for me. Mister, why don't you go to church? Once upon a time, I used to be Catholic. And I would describe myself as agnostic now. So I would say I'm agnostic. Is that the right word? I think that's the right word. All right, there we go. I think religions are interesting, but I don't have enough evidence to believe everything I'm told, and I'm a real evidence-based guy. There it is. There we go. Too many crackers and grape juice. Oh, he's talking about in the Catholic Church. How about you guys? Does anyone here still go to church? Yeah. It's funny. I don't think a lot of people go to church anymore, especially young people. I don't think you do it. Oh, wait. This is in the wrong channel. Let me delete this. Oops. Oopies. Okay, let me get over here to the Pricey Slab channel. There we go. Isn't church tomorrow? Oh, wait. Church is tomorrow. Oh, I got it backwards. I'm sorry, guys. Well, I didn't go to church on Saturday either. My bad. Who's going to church on Sunday, I mean to ask? Me, 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 me. All right. X-Raw X says, I can't goon. Oh, no. There you go. I go, but I wouldn't say I'm religious. Yeah, here we are. Here we are. It's an interesting thought. Yeah, I think they have terms like that, like a secular Catholic or secular Christian or something. I'm so happy I found out that I owed over $1,000 in car taxes in 2009, and now it looks like I don't owe it anymore. Oh, cool. I do, Mr. I'm 20. I might go to church in the morning, but my parents are leaving to go on vacation, so I don't think I will. Oh, very interesting. We are. Okay. Let's see. Let's click on this. Some people are wolves in sheep's clothing. True. True. Who would you say is a wolf in sheep clothing? Do you know somebody personally? Who broke your heart is what I'm asking, Mr. Emmanuel. Who broke your heart? Oh. A lot of my friends also go to church, and we are all around the same age group. Cool. Yeah, church is a nice thing sometimes, you know. It's a nice community at the very least. I didn't dislike the Catholic Church. I thought it was nice. I thought the art was nice. The music was nice. Of course, I don't like the new age Christian rock kind of music. I think that's terrible, dude. It's got to be old hymns and stuff like that, right? It's got to be. It's the only way to enjoy it. There we go. That's for our good friend, Mr. Mark. Thank you, Mark. Hey, what's up, Dusty? He says, so happy I've gotten back into Pokemon. You're back into Pokemon? Woo! There we go. Kenneth Copeland is a wolf. Oh, you're talking about in terms of preachers. Yeah, some of those prosperity preachers are pretty creepy, aren't they? They'll say something like, what will they say? They'll say something like, have the guys lock the doors. Nobody's allowed out until we get $100,000 in donations. Can I get an amen? They'll say something like that, you know. The Lord's telling me we need another Jeep and another private jet. Hallelujah. They're true pastors. I don't like religious music unless it's the ones they play during Mass. But I attend Spanish Mass. Oh. Have you ever been to a Catholic Latin? I did go to a Spanish Mass before, by the way. I went to one in Mexico. I was in Mexico, and I went to a Catholic church in Mexico. It was really interesting because all the niños and niñas, I think I said that right, were split. The boys and the girls were not allowed to sit together. They had to sit separated. We were like, what? Never seen that before. We don't do that in America. So that was interesting. And it was all in Spanglish. And I felt like I understood some of it because, you know, I'd been to Mass so many times, obviously. They do the same prayers over and over and over again, right? So I was like, I know this prayer. And so I could hear some elements in it. I was like, oh, I know what this is. Just pass the plate again. Sounds like extortion with extra steps. Can I get an amen? Put the money in the basket for Jesus. All right. I've been to Latin Mass. Trent, yes, they're true ones. Do not fall for the Christian music industry. It's just a different genre of all the secular music, money. Oh, it all sounds terrible. I'm getting on my knees for Jesus. Oh, Jesus, please come into me. All right, here's Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff. Oh, look at that $10 slab. Here's another $10 slab. I went to a Latin one, and I felt like I was in one of those movies. Yeah? Have you been to a Latin Mass, though? That's not the same as Spanish. Latin, like the original Latin. Those are crazy cool. If you guys have never done that, look up your local Catholic church. There's usually not a lot of them. Find a Catholic church that offers Mass in original Latin and go to it and just kind of do the same thing as everyone else. Oops, why did I do this? Have you guys ever been to one of those? They're very cool. Very cool. My mom is Spanish. I went to Spanish Mass all the time. Oh, very cool. If can't swim after 40-day abs, my mind is racked by the freaking waves. Lift me up. What? What? Oh, Jesus. We are. 10% is not what Jesus taught. Just give 10% of your yearly salary to the church just to be not at home more on Sundays. Find a true biblical teaching church. I bought it communion wafers from Amazon. It makes a great snack. That is a funny idea. You can buy communion style wafers, huh? Amen. Okay, get a little bit of wine and some wafers. Feeling really Christian today. The original Latin Mass. I went to one in San Diego. Polish Mass is extremely sombre. Whoa, sombre. Okay. How about these? You guys don't want these cute little girl cards for $10? They're so cute. Communion style fortune cookie. There we go. All right. So I believe that is all of those. I have no more of those to price. If you guys are wanting to have a little fun tonight, we have nobody in the queue. You can take your shot at trying to pull a chase card. You can join a break. We have a gym break that could finish quickly if we get 2 people. That's a gym break for Scarlet. Ooh. Ho-ho. Yes, I host a gym break on Scarlet boxes. Mister, when will you have a Bin Laden graded card? I don't think I'll get one of those. Find Christian music that isn't in it for the money or concert fame. I don't know. I always feel like they are really schwarmy. You notice that? You listen to them, and they definitely sound like they smell their own farts. You know what I'm saying? They definitely sound like they smell their own farts, don't they? Look at that. That crazy looking. Listen to Impending Doom. Okay. Oh, Jesus, you lift me up. Woo. Nailed it. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no, we don't want to use the sticker. We want the stronger sticker. Don't tell them my secret, mister. There we go. They always have like some story. You know, I was like you once, guys. I went to all the parties. I had sex with tons of hot girls. I had the coolest cars. But then I turned my life toward Jesus. You know, they're always bragging. Oh, I had 2 girlfriends. I know what it's like. You get to the club. We are. All right. Not anymore. I'm reformed. I turned my life to Jesus. Whoa. I am delivered. Where music is my favorite track. Exactly. Find the ones who aren't in it for the fame and money. To me, there is only one good kind of religious music. Original Catholic hymns. No else. Nothing else. I don't care about any evangelical or Baptist or any of that other stuff. I've heard Baptist music. I've heard some of those, you know, I don't want to call them New Age Christian, but they're, you know, unless you're talking about like the Lutherans. because there's some really old Christian, you know, split offs from the Catholic Church, but they all run this music that's very modern now, and it's so yucky. I only like the really old stuff. We are Silent Night, Holy Night. Yeah, actually, if you guys didn't know this, a lot of the best old Christmas music, those are just old Catholic hymns. Literally, they're just old Catholic hymns. Okay, we got what we got? 2, pop 2. Pokemon joined Pokestocked and like his stream. We need likes for giveaways. What? Did Justin just advertise? Is that what that is? Oh my god, dude. I think he did. What an idiot, dude. Alright. Mister, if they keep bragging about it and point to themselves more than pointing to Christ, then they are only ego for themselves. The true ones point to Christ and only Christ. Yeah. You are. Alright. Ooh, here we have a new friend. Ella Kid and Pikachu. Pop 5, huh? Wow, beautiful. Alright. Mr. Ain't gay no more. I'm not gay anymore. I'm not gay. Not anymore. Yeah. We'll grab this. No ads. God, people are so dumb, dude. Alright. Oh, I did another small sticker. There we are. Tossing this. Scanning this. Alright, let's see. Pop 5, huh? It's a funny joke, isn't it? I'm not gay, not anymore. That guy's really smart. His stuff's real good. Okay. If I buy one Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy Collector Booster, will you go to church once? No. No, I will not. But I appreciate the offer. Yeah. I've been to church a lot. That's what you got to understand, Mr. Rain. I've been to church a trillion times. And I already know everything that there is to see and hear in the church. Here it is. Here we are. Been there a gazillion times. Actually, one thing I never understood was all the people that said stuff like, oh, I can feel Christ, or, you know, oh, I don't know how to explain it, but Christ brought me to him, or I witnessed a miracle. I'm this really grounded person where I don't experience any of those feelings or any of the, like, mysticism or ghosts. You know, like, there's people who, they will, like, see a ghost around a corner with their eyes. I'll be like, no, you didn't. Or there will be people who will be like, God's talking to me in my dreams. I'd be like, nope, those are just your dreams. So it's really tough for me to sort of buy into the sort of like the belief about the ghosts and all that. And yeah, I think the Catholic Church is a good organization, though. I think it's nice. Aside from the problems they have with predatory priests, which is a real problem. I didn't think it was. As a Catholic myself, I didn't think it was a problem until I finally saw some real data. And I was like, oh, that's a problem. I mean, doesn't it make sense that a job of that particular style might attract people who like to be with kids? You know, actually, you could argue the same thing about school teachers. You know, tons of that happen with the school teachers. And 99% of the people who get that job are just normal people. But you're going to attract people who like to hang out with kids. They're going to get a job with kids. That's what it is. And so, same with the priest. You know, the priest think he's like chosen, he's holy, he's floating on a cloud. I don't have normal sexual feelings for women. I must be a priest, right? I must be a priest. I don't crave sex with women. No, you're not. You just got some of the wires don't work in your head quite right, huh? Pretty interesting. Are you Irish? Aye, lucky the Irish. Yeah, I do have some Irish genes. Some Irish and some Scottish. How nice is that? All right, let's see. The luck of the Irish. Go, we're going to take a picture of this for our channel. Okay, click. Hey, that's going in the Pricey Slabs channel. Beautiful. Ever watch the former Amish TikToks? Former Amish TikToks. No. Double tap the screen to like the screen. Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm just pricing slabs right now. We have no orders in the queue. maybe I'm doing a bad job with sort of like advertising the stream a little bit. Sometimes I work harder on that. Sometimes I'm just sort of relaxing. But let's show off. So, you know, really the big changes in the last 2 days have been Weiss 3 and Marvel. And then the pre-order box break for Mega Evolution went off. Did we set up a new one of those? We did. So here's a pre-order box break if you want to join. You don't have to, but you could. And wait a second. It was Team Rocket Grunt who pulled that box, huh? We didn't set that up, did we? Hold on, let me set that up. I better write this down. Mega Evolutions box. We're waiting on that. We're waiting on Phantasmal Flames, which, by the way, has been shipped. I've been told it will arrive on the 30th. Okay, guys? So now we have a date. Now, I can't guarantee that time period, but that's why I've been told. I wonder if you put the keywords like Pokemon PSA or Rip and Ship in the title of your stream, does it attract more viewers? Maybe. I think that's a possibility. I'm not sure, actually. Let's see. So we need to put together a jumbo pack break, in my opinion. Pretty interesting. One guy visits his father's grave to place flowers, but the other Amish destroy the gifts because his dad was shunned. Inferno X incoming. Yeah, Inferno X on the way. So I say we start a new jumbo pack break. Let's get it started. I say we do an unusual jumbo pack break. This time, I say we start with a pack of Marvel for the base. Say Marvel? Marvel. So we're going to start there with the pack of Marvel. And then from there, I say what we work on next. Let's get a pack of Team Rocket Japanese. Okay. Let's get some value in here. Team Rocket Japanese. Let's get one of these. Pokemon Black, Pokemon White, Mega Brave, Mega Symphonia. Okay, and what else has happened recently? What happened to that one set? Oops, let's not put that there, we'll lose it. Where is it? I don't see it. Actually, here's a camera holder. We need to put this camera holder somewhere safe. Where would the camera holder be that was safe? Maybe place it over there for the moment. Here, we'll put a Metazoo in there just because the Metazoo is nearby. A little Metazoo just for fun. Ah, here it is. Interspecies. Haha, that was a brand new set, right? Interspecies. And what else do we have that's kind of newish? Most of his stories are interesting, but that stuff is sad. Who? The Amish one? Let me go ahead and hit play here. Play. What other card sets do we have that are fairly new? I don't think we have a ton of fairly new card sets. Let's try and get some cheaper stuff in here just to make the break feel more fleshed out. Let's get one of these Blue Sky Streams. Those are always interesting. Let's get one of these Girly Nikke packs. I like the Girly Nikke packs. Let's get one of these. All right, let's add this up real fast because it might be mostly full already. So I think we moved this to $4. This should be like 2 or 3. This is 2.5. I believe this one is 3, right? This should be 5. I believe these are 5, aren't they? The Mega Brave, Mega Symphonia. Let's take a quick look at those. 5 and 4. So Mega Symphonia is just $4. It's actually pretty affordable to open. Okay, and then Pokemon Black is sold out and White is $7. So this is sold out, but I had a couple stray packs laying around. And this is $5. And then this, of course, is a whopping $72. So most of the value is on the Magic Pack. Get one of those Magic Packs open. Did you get your phone? I did not. I'm trying to save up some money to get the phone. That's actually why we have this. Oh, right. We didn't complete the order for Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. He wanted 2 spots in here. I'm so silly. So let's get us 2 spots in that Astral Radiance box break. There we are. We were having a big conversation, weren't we? He's going to be like, did you put me in there? I'm going to say yes. TRG. Nice bundle. There we go. Boop. Okay. GBBB. Box break. There it is, the box break. Let's get these bumped into here. Should be a total of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The guy in reference has left the Amish community and uses tic-tac to educate others. He's been shunned as well. His mom won't meet him unless he wears the traditional clothing. They are. Everyone likes the Amish, you know. Everyone thinks ooh, the Amish, the Amish. Honestly, it's kind of unfair for the kids, isn't it? Hey, come live in terribly underdeveloped lifestyles because your parents have a certain belief system, a certain it's like it's a quiet belief system, but honestly, it's very extreme. Isn't that? It's extreme. You're not allowed to have any technology, no electricity. Got to wear this, got to walk in the dog poop and the horse poop, and you got to, you know, put a barn together with your bare hands or something. Like, oh, that's so, you know, for us, it's like a circus, isn't it? It's like a circus we're enjoying. But it's, for the kids who are stuck in those systems, honestly, it's, lucky for me, my parents weren't Amish, I suppose. I wouldn't be here with you guys today doing this, would I? So I suppose I'm just lucky that I happen to not be Amish. But, you know, people respect their choices. But still, it's sort of like, I don't know, dude. I couldn't handle all that. Okay, we're at 117. There's actually plenty of room. So we're at 117. I like the bread, but the rest of it seems silly. You know what is a cult? Scientology. On top of that, the lack of education. Neptune, what's up, Neptune? How's it going, man? Welcome to our stream. How's it going, bro? We got Neptune in here. No way. So, you know, we haven't put one of these in a pack round yet in a while. So let's do a round with one of these vintage blockbuster Topps Mewtwo's. That adds $20 plus 20. Hey, I recognize this. This is Goldfrapp. All right, let's jump over to Metroid. God, they got some cool music. You guys ever listen to Goldfrapp? I love the guy who does the instrumentation. Really a special thing. All right, so how about... I don't think anyone's opened this new Chainsaw Man. I bought a fresh case of Chainsaw Man. This is 100% pure, fresh, first edition Chainsaw Man English. That's what it is. And I don't even think people opened one pack of this. It was completely ignored when we added it. And I was like, oops, guess I shouldn't have added it. But here we'll open a pack of it. Let's see what we get out of it. So this is, oh, it says coming soon. Oh, let's remove that coming soon portion. Okay, we'll hit save on that. And maybe we should even say fresh. It's not supposed to be saying coming soon. All right, there we go. Okay, it says fresh now instead. Okay, this is in. Now we have some more room. Let's get a Fruit of Versailles in there. Says we have room for a little more. Yes. How about... How now, brown cow? How about, what else we got? What's this? A little Surging Spark. We got room for more. Let's get one of these Pokemon packs in there. Okay. And there's just a little bit more left. Let's get one of these in there. Okay. All right, good. So there we go. This is what the new jumbo pack break looks like. Spooderman. And these are Japanese packs. So Japanese, Japanese, Japanese. Here's interspecies. Here's some Korean packs. Metazoo, that is a guaranteed pull. The Blockbuster Mewtwo. Here's Chainsaw Man. Fruit of Versailles. A couple more Pokemon packs. All right, that's what we got. That is the new round of the Poke Mega Break, Jumbo Break. You'll notice it's a lot thinner than the other ones, but that's because really a lot of the value went toward the Magic Pack. That's the brand new Magic Pack. There we go. But we want to explore those a little bit. Give those guys a chance to get opened. I've heard the new Magic set's not that popular because it doesn't have like very playable cards in it. But it's like we don't necessarily care about playable cards on this channel. We care about Gradable cards. How gradable are the cards? So we care a lot about how gradable they are. Okay. Churned butter once or twice, living in an Amish paradise. As I walk through the valley where I harvest... I already read that. I know that one. Amish paradise this. Amish paradise that. There you go. Here we are. Karis made me a Hungarian goulash. What do you guys think of that? Hungarian goulash. Did you know she's part Hungarian? She's all obsessed with her Hungarian ancestry. She's like, let's buy a house in Hungary. Hey, what's up, Mr. Fuzz? How's it going? Hey, I like playing cards, Mr. Okay, I'm sorry. But that's just fine for a farmer like me because shun certain things like electricity. Karis is part Hungarian. Her grandfather escaped the war with Russia and fled to California. He was a Hungarian immigrant. All right, and you know what he did? He did computer science. And now Karis does computer science. How fun. The Amish near me got in trouble for factory farming puppies. Poor dogs. Factory farming. Here's Jesus Aguilera. He says, 5 History of Z, 5 Tiers of the Planet. You got it, man. History of Z. Here's 1 History of Z. I believe we need a fresh box of the History of Z. You said Tiers of the Planet. Tiers of the Planet. That's Final Fantasy. Let me go looking for that. Here's Hidden Hope. Well, I don't think we've grabbed Tears of the Poopy Party in a while. Let's see. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. From Nightmares. Do we need a new box of Tears of the Planet? I think we do. Oh man, these Final Fantasy packs are just like falling apart. The box is falling apart. Let me go get some more History of Z and some more Tears of the Planet. Here we are. Yay! Whew. All right. Very nice. Very good. We're going to toss this. And he said 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. Now, as for the Tears of the Planet, fresh box. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Tossing that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So once again, the jumbo pack break has returned, except it's not so big this time. It's a little small. And this time it's got Spooderman in it. Spooderman. How interesting. That'll be fun to see go off. We also included a lot of Pokemon cards. Ready? Does anyone have any tips on how to stay logged in even with low amounts of sleep? Well, trick number 1, get more sleep. Trick number 2, see trick number 1. The TCC sampler. Mister, do the Dragon Ball packs have Plankton's final form selling them? I don't know. That is a question that I do not know the answer to. this. Okay. By the way, if you ever like a particular jumbo pack, you can buy it outright for $160. Just buy the whole thing. You pulled Fusoyo. Oh, he looks pretty creepy. Okay. And Armstrong. Faulkner. I gotta sneeze. Woo! Caffeine doesn't work for me. For some reason, I love it. You love caffeine? There we go. Here's Globez. Here's Jacques. All right. Here's a tip when you start dating a sexy mommy, Mr. CS Man. You got to take her to a fancy French restaurant. For example, Jacques in the Box. One of my favorites. Here we go. We are Gooding, maybe? Oh my God. Says, man, I think Walter White has a cure for that. Are you lonely? I can help you. I can fix that. There we go. Here's ta-da, Vagito. That makes you more tired. Yeah, that makes you more tired, bro. Okay, some hollows here. Son Goku. What is this called? This is called SCR. Nice, dude. Wow. Son Goku Adventure. Looks like you pulled a nice one. Beautiful. Did you guys see that? Wake me up. Here we are. Very good. Let's go. Yes, I agree. Let's go. Da, 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 da. Where's your bag? Let's see. Did you need a new bag? You maybe need a new bag. New bag. Oh, yeah. New bag time. Sweet. Welcome back. Thank you for choosing Carddass Airlines. Ooh. How's life been going, Mr. Aguilera? Anything interesting? Good. Hey, it's Vickers, my favorite guy. There we go. All right. Here's some lovely $10 consignment grill cards, but they are going away. Any tips on trying to attract a guy as a woman? Step number 1, men love it when women deepen their voices. It really makes you think, dang, dude, this girl's going to give me a D1 athlete, baby. So when you're around a guy, kind of lower your voice a little bit. Be like, hey, how's it going, bro? Talk like that. Big turn on. Big turn on. Hairy armpits. Hairy armpits. If he sees you got a nice, you know, little bit of hair on your back, a little bit of hair on your armpits, again, D1 athlete, baby. All the way. Linebacker. Linebacker, baby. That's what we look for these days, you know? That's what it's all about. Tired of all these dainty women. Oh, I'm an e-girl. Yeah, right. We're going to have a baby boy, and he's going to pop out a femboy at the start, dude. No way. I'm not doing that. If she doesn't have a mustache, not the one. No way. Not risking it anyways. Okay, let's see. All right. There's a lot going on in that conversation there. Please be aware this is all just comedy, okay? I don't mean to offend anybody with anything I'm saying. Not that I would care either way. We've been doing this a long time. I've probably offended a lot of people. I've probably offended a couple people by now. What do you think? You guys think I ever open my stupid mouth and offend people? I think I do. We are. Oh my goodness. Oh my. I'm getting the vapors. Oh lordy. All right. I don't want to see if she can make a sandwich. How far can she throw a football Now you're talking. Now you're getting real metrics on your woman. Now you're talking. You want to impress a guy? Throw a football further than he can. Holy. He'd be like, ah! His ovaries will be quaking. Okay, let's see. This is going to say Erica's invitation. Ugh. 196. Okay. What about snoring? It is, you're allowed to snore. It just, you're not entitled to sleep with together in one bed. So you're allowed to snore. But sleeping together is a privilege. Actually, I'm the one who snores. Karis doesn't snore. Oops. I try not to. Mr. in chat, if you could bring any Pokemon to life, which Pokemon? Weepinbell. Obviously, Weepinbell. Don't ask me why. Wow, why is this not working? This app's not working. I can't look up the price of this because the app's not working. Weepinbell 1,000 times, Weepinbell. Oh, there it goes. Okay, come on, now work. Weepinbell, or maybe a little oddish, you know? A little oddish all rolled up. Little puff, a little oddish. Like, hey. Little oddish. Why, mister? Don't ask me why. I didn't even need to finish reading the question. I need the answer. I need the answer in 2 seconds. Oddish, not bad. But really, the answer is Weepinbell. A manly snore with a strong snort. Don't take side quests when telling a story. Not Lopunny, not Vaporeon. We are. Oh, I thought you were going to say Miltank. There we go. Okay. Oh gosh, not the furry mons. Mr. is a gooner, but I can't prove it yet. Man, that's another meme that's been going around, the can't prove it yet meme. That's all over the place. Thank you so much, Jesus Aguilera, for the wonderful order. What are you guys going to open? I want to open some cards for you guys. Listen, Daddy's got to eat. Daddy wants to wet his beak. What could I excite you guys with? Tell me what will get you all excited if I posted it right now. Oops, let's get rid of this. What is this music, dude? All right, this should have been posted in consignment. What would get you all excited if you saw it on the table for sale? What would you want to see? There it goes. Male dancers. Are we human or are we dancers? Jasoo. Yes, Jasoo is for sale, $45. There you go. It goes to a good cause, Mr. NHCC. Very nice. All right. He can take my form so I can leave. Hey, Penny, I'm on my way to attracting a man. Low register vocals, hairy armpits and back, and throwing sandwiches. No, you don't have to throw sandwiches. It's 2025, Miss Jody. Men are expected to make the sandwiches. We want to know, can this woman throw a football further than other people? That's the real question. How good of a throwing arm do you have? All right, there we go. No, but you want to be real? I don't know how to track dudes nowadays. What do you guys think of modern day relationships? There's a lot of trouble with modern day relationships now. You got all these dating apps. Everyone wants quick sex. Everyone wants a hookup. How do you get married anymore? Every dude has been told not to get married, like by 12 other dudes, right? Like, tell me if I'm wrong. There's guys in this stream. How many of you guys have been warned not to get married by other men on the internet? Don't get married, bro. Don't get married. It's always this dude who looks like he shouldn't have gotten married. Don't get married, bro. All right, cool. Let's close out of here and see what we got next. Ooh, I don't like this music. Skip. All right, I'm scared to date now, and yes, I've been warned a lot. Jesus Aguilera, can I get a top loader on the Son Goku Adventure card and 2 Pokemon Black English? I'd love to get that for you. Give me a moment. Yes, sir. Your wish is my command. Ta-da! I get warned all the time in construction. Bro, don't marry her, bro. Don't marry her, bro. Dude, marriage is a trap. Every guy has has an uncle or an internet uncle saying, don't get married, bro. I lost everything in my marriage. My hair, my teeth, one of my balls. It is. Okay, so let's grab your bag. Some people are still getting married. It's a sad thing, because I honestly think it's a nice thing, you know, getting married. Like, do you think the goal of society is this marriageless society where we're all having like polyamorous hookups? I don't think so. I don't think that's the goal. We are. There you go. I think it still helps to meet somebody who you're close with. I mean, even if you were in like a throuple or some insane stuff that we do these days, you know, it's the irony is that even in a throuple, you're still going to get broken up with, and they're still going to take the kids and leave you. Like the ability to have a skillful relationship, where you keep everybody happy and like emotionally mature and all that, I just think it's beyond everybody. I think there's just like it was bad and then it got worse. It was bad in the 80s, and then it got worse in the 90s, and then it got worse in the 2000s, and now we're in the 2020s, and it's just abysmal. We're standing on the edge of the abyss, the relationship abyss. We are. Yeah, everybody in chat, I'm going to goon or something like that, right? There you go. All right. I'm not scared. Can you shout out my little brother, Mike Oxlong? It's his birthday together. It's his birthday today. Did I say together? Yeah, also, Anita Blackman. Anita Blackman. It's her birthday too, I heard. We are. Huh? I'm not scared. I do, but like wrote earlier, I feel like I'm across the face with come and get me. I'm attracted to you and it's not getting through. I see. Well, it's supposed to be easy for girls. You know what's supposed to happen is some guy's just supposed to approach you, you know? And then you're supposed to be like, that's how it's supposed to be. So, you know, if you want like real advice, let's say we're getting serious about this. Obviously, stay in shape as best as you can. There's a lot of sinful food these days. All these seed oils. Pizza Hut's got like 2,000 calories in one pizza. You got like hamburgers and ice cream bars and chocolate bars. Every corporation wants to make you fat. I would know I'm kind of fat. I'm not skinny. But I'm a bit older and I'm married already, so maybe I get away with it to a certain degree. But if I was single, you bet your tits all I would do is work on getting skinny. That's all I would care about because I'm single. So the first one I would say is don't let these corporations trick you into eating their horrible foods, which are going to give you colon cancer and heart disease anyways, and metabolic syndrome. Focus on health. And so, you know, I think just being as healthy as you can be for whatever age you are, doesn't matter what age you are, just whatever age you are, be as healthy as you can be. That's going to go a long way. And then I would say probably one of the most underestimated strategies for dating is you just need to be in a place with a lot of people. So like it wasn't an accident that I met Karis at college. I could have met tons of girls at college. There were just tons of people there. And so get yourself into a place with a lot of people. And also try to get yourself into a place with like-minded people. Like I knew I was a nerd, and I knew whoever I was going to date next, I wanted them to be in love with me, not because of my great skills in the bedroom. I wanted them to be in love with me for who I am. And so I knew I was going to have to meet some nerdy ass girl. And that's true to today. I still like girls who are nerds. But so I went to the chess club and I went to places that were nerdy generally. And that's where I found her. She was in the computer science courses, very nerdy. And so that's really the trick, is to place yourself in an area with high traffic and in an area where you're going to find somebody with a similar mindset to you. So kind of figure out, know who you are, and then just put yourself in a place with high traffic. And then again, just do your best to stay. It's tricky, but do your best to stay healthy. And that's it. And guys are supposed to come up to you. You're not supposed to go up to them. Guys are supposed to come to you. If you have to go to him, there's a serious problem. But I think society's that way a little bit these days. You know, it's kind of interesting. I think guys are scared. All right, we got your top loader. We got 2 Pokemon Black English. Thank you so much, Mr. Jesus Aguilera. But, you know, ask your friends and family to hook you up with somebody. Go to church. There's a lot of people in church. Change jobs maybe if you can. If you can go to like a higher paying job, like let's say you're at your current job and nobody there is hot or you don't want them. Go work on getting a better paying job, and this comes with the added benefit of meeting a whole new group of people. You might be finding your partner there. So if you're working at, you know, the ice cream club and you move on to tires, maybe your husband or potential boyfriend is at tires. And you might get a pay increase anyways because you went to a new place that pays more. So it's a double whammy. You get a big paycheck and then you get a big other thing, hopefully big. Guess you don't find that out till later. Here's Jigglypuff. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Mister, we need an update on your wife's friend who is trying to third wheel. No, she's not trying to do that. She's never even met me. I've never met her. I don't know if she's into men. That's the thing. I'm pretty sure she's into women. And so I don't know if she'd be third wheeling at all. I think she's a normal person. She's not like that. They're scheduled to have a little play date, I think, this next week. Karis took a day off, and she's going to drive over to her. She's like 35 minutes away. She's just settling in out here in Lake of the Ozarks. And I guess she's going to college out here. So she might get a boyfriend or maybe a girlfriend. I don't know. I'm pretty sure she is hinting over and over again that she's a lesbian. And I'm not so sure she likes men. I think she might be like kind of a ew, men are gross type. But so I don't think there's any chance of like a third wheeling situation. I don't think that. I don't know how that would work anyways. But because we joke about that all the time. But Mr. B Nerd Stocking, don't forget to subscribe and like. Is it wrong if I want to choose to be single? Says Mr. Hawaiian Rifle Man. That's what Mr. says now. But then later, bang boom, straight to the moon. More like she will take cares away, not you. Yeah, I mean, there's that risk maybe. And I'm not really worried about it, but I feel like, I hope it's not like some kind of annoying thing, because she couldn't take cares for me, but you know what she could do? She could just sort of like cause me to miss out on hanging out with Karis a lot, and that's annoying in a different way. But I've never met her, and so I won't really know until I meet her. So hopefully I meet her soon, and she's just real nice, and maybe probably shy. She's most definitely going to be shy. I can feel it. I can sense it. But I have a certain jerk personality where I'm very competitive and I have a lot of expectations around the people around me. And she's sort of the opposite of that personality type. And so, you know, if I'm a bit sharky, she doesn't like sharks. I can tell. I can tell she's not that type. So I don't know how that would work out. I'm definitely a sharky type where it's like, you know, I'll notice if something's not right away. And then I'll be like, that needs to be fixed. Fix it. And that can be annoying to be around. What I'm trying to say is I'm no fun. All right, so what do we got next, guys? We're going to go ahead and show off that jumbo pack break once more. Here is the jumbo pack break. That's one of the issues, though. No one's coming up to me. When I want to get to know someone, they act all oblivious. Ah, I see. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Wow, beautiful. 17 packs in here. One big, beautiful Magic the Gathering Spooderman pack, which is comprising of a great deal of the value of this break. That's the new jumbo pack break. Next, we have the Scarlet Violet box break is back. We're running this again. You might not have known about that. We also have a special item for sale. This beautiful box topper, the oversized tin topper. Gotta catch them all, Pokemon. Jesse and James, Team Rocket. Beautiful. I actually own 3 of those. We have this pack. Somebody was actually asking about it, so there's maybe a bit of interest in this. This is Series 2 Nintendo Game Pack, an extremely rare booster pack. I happen to have more of them, so I'm not worried about selling one. Very cool stuff. Whoa, that's nice. I have this problem where I have like 5 boys trying to get me right now, but I'm not sure what to do or who to choose. I'm so confused. This is where you're supposed to ask for like advice from your dad or something, and your dad's going to say something like, Go with the guy who is the most normal and is going to college and he wants to get a nice conservative job. Do not go with the F-boy. Don't go with the guy who has the emotional problems that he hasn't sorted out yet. Don't go with the guy who has narcissism, like he looks at himself in the mirror and he's like, oh, I'm the best. I got a big ego. Look out for that ego. Every boy has an ego. I've got an ego, but I'm aware of it. Some boys are not aware of the concept of an ego, and they have a big, strong one, and then they butt heads. They want to fight with everybody. They're very arrogant. So I'm aware that I have an ego, at least. But all men have one. And sometimes people get out of control egos, and it's very damaging to be around. And so that's your dad's supposed to tell you that. He's supposed to say, look out for jerks, in short. And after that, you know, make sure he has straight teeth. We're like the 1950s. Yes, he has a good pair of teeth. Get the Pokemon scalper. Yeah, you know, if I was your dad, I'd say go for a Pokemon scalper. I hear those guys are high-value males. Yeah, I'm a high-value male. Go with the one who has the best Pokemon collection. Get the rapper guy, Emily. You like rappers. All right, so have we given you enough? That's the best advice so far, I'd say. Go with the rapper guy. Now, I would probably not do that. You know, I've said this before. The problem with the rapper guy, he either fails, and now you're supporting a failed musician, and he might get very angry, by the way. He might have a hurt self-esteem. He might have a hurt ego, so he's going to pile that on top of you. He's going to feel insecure and beat you up, okay? And then also, you're paying for him. So one of you guys has to have a job. It's probably going to be you. Now, either that, or he's going to succeed. That's way worse. Now, you're just his side piece, and he's got access to plenty of girls, and the music is more important to him than you are. He would never trade his music career for you. Nah, musicians is danger, man. And I could be wrong. Maybe I'm being too enthusiastic about it, but I'm just saying. And he's not like a classical music artist. Those guys are probably a little bit nerdy and maybe a little more reliable as a result of that. No, he wants to be a rap artist. And rap music often deals exactly in male ego. The exact thing I'm warning about. PSA 8, huh? Feel like I should crack these and give them another go. Go with the guy you like the most. That's it. Emily, just do what you're going to do. You're not going to listen to anyone's advice anyway, says Emmanuel. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, sir? All right, let's crack this bad boy. We're cracking this Topps card. My wife's boyfriend sets me up on dates to get me out of the house. You know, that is so kind. It's good to see your wife's boyfriend taking an active role in your relationship. Here we go. Let's see. We're going to go over to the regrades channel. We're going to start regrading these Topps cards to CGC, not to tag grading. Tag grading is actually very harsh on Topps cards as far as I can tell. Regrade to CGC. There goes. Saying, what now? Your wife's boyfriend? Here we are. That is so nice. There we go. Okay. All right, ready? Emily, just do it. You're not going to listen to anyone anyways. Stop playing games with us, Emily. We know you're not here for the advice. Okay, yeah. All right. Okay. Okay. Now, children, if you try to do this at home, be aware you could ruin your card. I could ruin my card right now. And please wear something for your eyeballs because you don't want any plastic in your eyeballs. They're very sharp shards of plastic. Okay, did you see that? This is level 100 slab cracking. Slab cracking expert. Okay, there we go. All right. So that shall be resent to CGC. Let's put this in a baggie so we can make sure we fish it out of our trash can and throw it away, because we don't want it sinking to the bottom. That's a temporary trash can, and then we take that and convert it to a plastic trash bag. So this shall go to CGC now. Now this graded 8 with PSA, so we'll be very curious what this grades with CGC. And I think what I should do is hold the rest of these and not crack them yet until we see what CGC does to that. How crazy would it be if it came back CGC 10? Wouldn't that be nuts? Maybe we should send more than one. I'm homeschooled, says Emily Lee. You're homeschooled. You can't be homeschooled. That's against the law. Emily, that's against the law. Okay, good. Dooby-dooby-doo, 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 scooby-dooby-doo. I'm singing in the rain, scooby-dooby-dooby-doo, scooby-dooby-dooby-doo. Just hold on right here. Come on, give it up. There it goes. I'm havent-a-dooby-doo. All right, off you go. Okay. I like to weaken all the edges. You can break a corner, you can like cut a corner and do the a screwdriver method. That is a method, but I find that breaking the edges of the slab is just safer overall. It has a higher success rate. There it goes. Cool. This will be going off to CGC as well. We'll need to record this. Let's host a date night for singles here, LMAO. Yeah? Listen, ladies, if you're feeling lonely, let me tell you something. We're going to say Weedle was PSA 8. There we go. I'm lonely. I'm sorry, Emily. Emily, what do you think the trick is for that? Give us some Emily advice. We're tired of giving you advice. You give us some advice. What do you think the trick is, Emily? Loneliness is a real problem in America. Even the health doctor guy for America said that loneliness was an epidemic in America. That was the guy working for Biden, I think. And he said loneliness would be a very serious problem because it leads to depression. It leads to anxiety. What do you think the solution is? I want to hear Emily's ideas. There we go. This whole chat got weird for me now. Patiently waiting and asking for about the August PSA submission. It'll be done when it's done. Actually, it says it's going to be done in December. There you go. Just a quick hop and a skip. Nice fast turnaround time. December. We did send it in August, and it says it will be done in December. Oh yeah, December waiting. Who doesn't mind waiting forever for their grades? If you want, we can send to Tag Grading. They have a faster turnaround time, and it's cheaper. Because why? Because I have a deal with tag grading. I have a contract with tag grading. There we go. I got 4 different submissions. Mr. doesn't read everything. Read? What? What do you do for a living? I crack slabs. What? And tag it's colder. I sent some on my own, and they are taking forever. You sent some on your own, you say. Okay. Okay. Let me pick that. Let me pick this back up. All right, there we go. Well, guys, it is a slow Sunday stream, Saturday night stream. Not too many orders in the queue. People might just be spent, or they might be waiting for Inferno X, or they might be waiting for Mega Evolutions, or they might have blown all their money already, and we're just hanging out with the same people. You guys want to just talk all night? What else do we want to do? I could probably do something. I could probably do some cleaning, man. We need to do some cleaning over here. It's pretty bad. I could show you slabs. You want to see slabs that I'm not allowed to sell you? Let's see. Slab number 1. Slab number 2. What are these? What are those? I've seen some things that make me stay away from tag. What, the one video of the guy who cracked the slab? You are? I've graded like 700 slabs with tag. Not a single one did that. The guy probably just forgot to encapsulate it, right? That, or there was a mistake, like they didn't hold the button down long enough. That doesn't mean that that doesn't mean there's some problem with the slabs themselves. It means that a encapsulator, a guy who was hired to do encapsulation, he didn't hold the button down long enough for it to actually encapsulate. You realize that's all it was, right? I own an encapsulation machine. I know exactly what it was because we can have that happen too. An encapsulation machine is this big machine with a horn that comes down and it vibrates the slab, right? You have to hold down 2 buttons. It's a safety mechanic, and it comes down and it goes toot, and then it lifts back up. Well, if you let go of the buttons too early, it stops the encapsulation as a safety mechanic. It says, okay, oh, stop. He let go of the button. So he most likely was a guy going too fast and just didn't encapsulate it all the way. That's most likely what happened. And then all their other slabs are super duper duper hard to crack. And I'm sure they went around and made sure that we're not going to have any more of those problems. They are. Trying your best to make sure your friends don't start hating you, and doing your best to be kind so that people around hang out with you more. What? I've seen a vid of a 1/1 damaged sports card being damaged due to some solution being used on the card. Another video of a basic Charizard being damaged, and they send an NDA to the person. You are? All right. What was their argument on the Charizard? I actually didn't see all the details of the Charizard argument. You are? All right. Oh, was it an NDA because they offered to fix it? But if they fix it, they have to have an NDA. There we go. Very nice. I think those are some dumb PR moves, definitely. They offered to fix it, is that right? With the Charizard, my assumption with the Charizard is that it got swapped with a different Charizard by mistake. That's my guess. These are Carddass Mario cards, by the way. They're super awesome. I've collected quite a few of these now. They wanted the card back and refused to discuss compensation. Here we are. Very nice. I hear you. Yeah, I think that that's a very stupid move by the company. If the person doesn't want compensation, they just want the damaged card back, then oh wait, you're saying that the grading company wanted the card back. Is that right? There we go. Very nice. Yeah, I think that somebody on their PR team needs to be retrained. Because I remembered what happened with the guy who had the slab that broke open really easily. It's like these things are bound to happen, but it's how you handle them when they do happen that matters. You know? It's like, it's not like anyone's It's not like nobody's ever bought a brand new Toyota vehicle and there was no problem with it ever. You know, like somebody bought a new Tesla and it never had a problem with it. You know, when you manufacture a good, occasionally there's a problem or a mistake that occurs. And so your PR team's meant to handle that. All you're supposed to do is say, we're sorry. How do we make you happy? We're going to make you so happy. That's all you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to do anything else. Anything after that, you're just being silly as hell. That's all you're supposed to do. And so they must have somebody on their PR team who, I don't know, they might be making decisions that might not be the right decisions in those moments. Ooh. They wanted the card back to replace. What about the video of the guy who regraded a bunch of tag slabs, see if they would actually grade the same, and they did not. That's an interesting thought. But Lord Pop-Tart, people do that with PSA like clockwork. They take a whole bunch of PSA 9s, send them in, and a bunch of them get PSA 10. It says a lot about grading. It says that grading is pretty circumstantial. Whoa, that's so beautiful. Doesn't that look good, guys? Wow. I already had one of these scissors. That's interesting. You know, if you don't get the grade you want and you think your card's pretty good, it's pretty borderline, try again. That's what that means. Gengars. That's what that means. That's what I said, Bunny Bread. Kevin Vu sent an order in. What's up, Kevin? How's it going, man? Shining Lugia. We got a Blastoise. Oh, that's cool. Look at that Mewtwo, huh? That's cool, man. All right. Well, we got some cool Topps cards in there, man. I think I'm maybe going to take some of these cards out of this box because they're not going to be sold at all. I feel like this Blastoise is pretty cool. I think I teased the Blastoise. I don't know if I would seriously sell him, though. Would I? Okay, these can go back in. I missed you guys. It's Puzzles Are Hard. What's up, man? Where you been? Kevin Vu says Mega Subby Wubby. Mega Subby Wubby. What's that? Mega Sublist? I think it means Mega Sublist. Oh, no way. Sparkle Blast Tube. Oh, yes. The Mega. Where's my card? Oops. And this shall be for our good friend, Kevin Vu. Thank you, Mr. Kevin. Where you been, Mr. Kevin? Do you have a safe for your most expensive slabs? We have a complex security system so that if you were to ever try to come over here and do something very naughty, you will be caught and we will be very upset with you. Our system's pretty good, and we don't talk about it too much because that's part of the security. But I will say this, even before you've approached the door, both Karis and I can see you. So even before your car reaches our home, we know who you are and what your car looks like. You are? All right. Very good. Yeah, we take it super seriously. We've spent a lot of money on security. Okay. We have some tricks that we're using that we would not reveal. All right. We take all that very seriously. We are? Oh no, Mr. caught me butt flossing with this towel. No! I really want to close the law out, but I don't want to be greedy. Trafalgar Law Break, guys. It's close. Jump on in there. You know, if you don't like them, that's okay. You can sell them if you get them and you don't like them. Let me grab them, bring them to the front. 2 spots remain on Trafalgar Law. He's a $40 break. 2 spots remain. Look at all these Gengars, man. They're so tight. Tight like a twigger. I can see there's no pleasing you, Mr. Powers. Boink. I get that, but the point with tag is that it's not human opinion. It is, though. It's so human opinion. It always is human opinion. The other grading, the AGS, of course it's human opinion. I hate it when companies say that. It's obviously human opinion. Companies are always like, aren't you tired of opinionated grading companies? Yes. But that's how it works. It's always somebody's opinion. The computer is a tool that assists the grade. It's tool-assisted grading. They're not strictly leaving it up to like Chat GPT to grade your card. Oh, look at that. Got this for 2.2 thousand back in the day, huh? 2.2 thousand on that bad boy. God, he looks fine. What's your opinion on the PSA Vault? I don't know. It sure is. That's my opinion. What do you think? I mean, it's an interesting idea. You put your cards in the vault. You don't touch them. They go up in value over time. It's an interesting idea. I think that if you put a couple of your cards in there, you would, you know, if some catastrophe occurs, you'd still have some at the end. I have one card in the PSA Vault, just one, and it's only there by accident. You see, when I purchased the card off of eBay, they always ask you, do you want to store your cards in the PSA Vault? And I always say no. I must have accidentally said yes on that one. It's a really good one. It's a Feraligatr from Dragon Frontiers. And so it's a CGC 10 pristine Dragon Frontiers Feraligatr. And I think I'd like to just leave them in there. What is this? Sequential 10 Gengar Haunter Ghastly. Oh, that's so nice. All right, we'll set this here. Ooh. Nice. Throw this away. But a tag 9 getting regraded as a tag 6 is crazy. Oh, it went down, not up. I guess he shouldn't have regraded it. That's a risk you run. You run that risk with PSA too. Have you guys never seen PSA regrade a card and it grades down? I've seen that a dozen times. Who has not seen that? There it is. It just shows you that there is a master grader who is making the call on the grade, not the computer. The computer does not make the call. An individual does. I was buying a bunch of slabs, and I guess I clicked send to vault. I've been waiting for it to get out of the vault so I can ship it out. But I don't know, to be honest. Yeah, I might just keep the card in there. It feels kind of like I was tricked. I wonder if I could just tell them, release it to me, and like, I don't even want to pay the release fee because I never intended for it to be in the vault. And you guys tricked me with your silly buttons. I'd be like, I did not agree to have my card in your vault. Look at that. On 12/24, you could buy this Gengar from me for $530. Wow. Look at that ugly slab, dude. That is ugly as hell. I would love for this to be in a tag slab. I can visibly see a print line right there. Crazy. Crazy, bro. Does tag do AI grading? They claim to have sort of like, you know, they claim to have like AI grading, I think. Kind of like AGS, indifferential grading. That happened to me, Mr. Law. I was buying a bunch of slabs. The real question is, when will Lord Pop-Tart give us some damn Pop-Tarts? Got a new job, so Mr. Puzzles are hard. Oh, yeah, job time, bro. Glad to hear that, Mr. Puzzles are hard. It's job time, baby. By the way, if you guys have been enjoying this stream, take a minute and smash that subscribe button. We're on the path to 100,000 subscribers. We're on the home stretch. We are very close right now. We're very close. We are almost there. Did you notice that? We're almost there. We just need a couple more people. Help us out. If you just met us, please smash that subscribe button. Here we are. Help an old man reach his dreams. If I'm right, it only costs $5 after 90 days, but before then, I think it's like $15. There we go. All right, so check out these beautiful, gorgeous Topps Gengars. Little Spectra Gengar. Cool, man. That's some cool stuff. And what's this all about? Oh, one more. So we got this Topps Teardrops Charizard. Oh, man, what a collection. This is an exceptional collection, guys. We've been putting this together for years. Years I've been putting these cards together. All right. I love selling Topps cards. I love opening Topps cards. I love grading them. They're cool. They're shiny as hell, by the way. Look at this. That's crazy shiny. But these are like unaffordably expensive. I don't know. What did I pay for the Blastoise? I'm about to get back to the queue. Send those orders in, guys. Let's have a night where we open up some cool cards together. How much is Topps Blastoise? What did I pay for this guy? $2,285. $2,285. Oops. All right. Give me a second here. Oh, wow. There's a regular Chrome Series 1 Blastoise that sold for $1,000. That's crazy. All right. Let me go ahead and clear out of that. Very nice. What's your favorite set? Well, again, I do like Topps a lot. It's a very cool set, this right here. And I think that these are some really dramatic ones that I've collected out of here. My favorite set, probably the Rocket Return set, has been an old favorite of mine now for a couple of years. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's whatever I'm working on. That's my favorite set. Whatever I'm working on. Okay, so check that out. You saw these, right? Check out a couple of these other cards, too. Look at this. From Topps 2000. Lugia, Rainbow Blastoise, the film frames. Really high-quality stuff here. I've got a great Topps collection. I have the Sparkle Charizard, too, but he's in the Charizard box. I guess I'll put these over here for the moment. No, the Dialga comes back with me. That Blastoise would be an awesome birthday gift. I would love to get that for my birthday. Are you getting me one? Let's see. Gotta show this to you guys. You ready? I'm a holder of one of these. Holy. This is I paid $7K for it, huh? That's a beautiful card. It's just $7,000. In my opinion, that's one of the best looking Topps cards you can potentially collect. There's one on the market for $42,000. I don't really know if it's worth that much, though. Looks like it last sold for $8,000 in August. That's still better than what I paid for it, but not as crazy of a jump. I bet the next one sells more like for $15,000. $40 just seems kind of high, doesn't it? Seems high even to me. All right, good. Well, I'm glad to hear it went up in price, and we're gonna fold this over. Sometimes when you own a really low pop, really rare card, it's kind of hard to get a read on what it's worth that day because you don't have a lot of sales to compare it to. Okay. 7.1K. 1.2428. I love the Topps cards. They're very cool. I should make more videos on these. I feel like they're a really unique part of my collection. Let's get those orders opened. Put that away. Ouch. There's too much stuff over here. Ow. What is that? That's a 7? All right. What do we got? Boop, boop. Let's hit refresh on this. Let's hit refresh over here. We have Steven Gonzalez. He says 2 of the Marvel packs. You got it, Mr. Steven Gonzalez. Slow Sunday night, guys. We're just hanging out. I was cleaning up some slabs there. Did you like that? Was that fun? Here we are. Bro, my dad got me those top 10s for Christmas when they released because he didn't care to ask any specifics. Nobody liked the Topps cards back then. We despised them. Here we are. That's so weird. My family collected them too, but we didn't hate them. We just thought they were like We thought they were more for the visual appeal. We didn't think of them as like playable. So they weren't for playing the game. They were just for looking at. And we liked Pokemon so much, nobody really cared about that. That wasn't a problem. What the hell? Dude, they got like some AI booby girl dancing. What the F? She got like huge tits. All right. Wow, man, technology. Okay, whoa. Pretty soon you won't be able to make music. That's a full art, by the way. You won't be able to make music because AI will make all the music. This is an AI song, if you did not know that. And it's about just as good as any other song I've heard. There you go. In my mind, it was just a copycat, but I was 9. I was pretty young, too. I think I wouldn't have been 9. I would have been about 10 or 11. I think I would have been like 11. So I'd have been a little bit older than you. And yeah, they were cheap, so we liked that about them. They were affordable. But not just that, you know, you'd open the packet, you'd get a whole handful of them, and the holographic card was always so shiny. So we always thought it was pretty impressive looking. We didn't hate them. But they weren't useful for playing the card game. So you didn't open it with the intention of... See, that's the thing. Your dad gave them to you, and he didn't know what they were. If you already knew what they were, and you went out and bought some, you knew what you were getting yourself into. So it was like a different experience at that point. You'd be like, ooh. All right. Well, you're smart. I think I was mad at my dad. Yeah. Our parents didn't buy us a lot of cards. We had to buy our own cards. And again, like if you are expecting them, like if you know what you're buying, then you go, okay, I'll just have a little fun with them. All of a sudden, it becomes a proposition to buy them. Like, we could buy some Topps cards. There we go. Oh, new break, everybody. Who didn't know about this? New break. This is Staff Tyranitar. Let's get a zoom. Here we are. Take a look at that. Staff Tyranitar from Team Rocket. Nice swirl on the left side of the holo. I really like these Tyranitars. They're one of my favorite things in the hobby right now. So, of course, I got to host a break on one. It's a little pricey, though, and it might take a while for it to go off, but that's okay. We'll let it take its time. Not too worried about it. All right. So, where are we? We've got a new pack break. New jumbo pack break, everybody. This pack break focuses on a lot of... Look, you get one of these. Nice. This is a blockbuster promo. This break focuses on a lot of Pokemon booster packs and then one Spooderman pack in the back. So it's a different feel to this jumbo pack. It's a little less jumbo, but it has a really big premium pack in it. Here we are. Okay. I'm paying off the slab tomorrow. I coughed up some money so I can figure out that tomorrow. Sounds good, man. Here we are. Let's see. I should have another booster pack to add to that. Oh, here it is. So we should be adding this guy right here. There it goes. So, of course, you got to have a Digimon pack. And I wonder if we can get one more thing in there just to spacet it. Just to get the space. We already have one of those. We already have one of Fusions. Oh, how about one of these? All right, one more pack in there. You ready? Oh, yeah. Ancient Origin. No, not Ancient Origin. Lost Origin. Lost Abyss. Here we are. Wait, I'm off. 1,160. Hello, Internet people. Hey, what's up, Gritty Cucumber? What's up, man? How's it going? All right. Oops. How nice. Mister, how do you think the TCG can stop market manipulation? What? How do you define market manipulation? How do you define it? What counts as market manipulation? Let's say there's 4 Charizards for sale. I buy 3 of them. The last one's really expensive. Then I take my 3 Charizards and I raise my price to the same price as the last one. Have I just manipulated the market? Or did I buy 3 Charizards and now because the demand is higher, my Charizards are more valuable? Which is it? You know, What if there's only two Charizards on the market? One's $1,000 and the other one's $2,000. I buy the $1,000 one, and now there's only a $2,000 Charizard left. Have I just manipulated the market? Also, how can you actually be sure who's buying all these cards? Like, do we have like a way to track who's actually buying what? Everyone sees the price jump and they're like, it's market manipulation. How do you know? How do you know who is the author of the manipulation? And so if you can't name him, if you can't point to him and name him, how can you say that that's definitely manipulation? You know, so it's you hear it all the time now. Everyone's like market manipulation this, market manipulation that, market manipulation. You hear it all day long. And it's starting to get really tiring to hear. It's like, bro, I think it's because people cannot believe that the prices have gone up so high, but it's like they've been doing this all year, haven't they? Did you believe it in May? Did you believe it in June? Did you believe it in August? Now it's almost October. It's still not believable. You know what I mean? Have they just been playing the long game? We're going to buy out the market, and then we're going to buy out the market, and then months later we're going to buy out the market. You know what I mean? Like, what is it? How much endless money do these manipulators have? They've just got endless money. I think that it's possible to run a monopoly on certain cards because that's the nature of a rare item. And so that's why people get FOMO, because they have a fundamental understanding that, hey, I better hurry up and buy this thing. Let's see. The supply is so high for Pokemon, but everyone's holding all the products so hard right now, mostly sealed. Hey, what's up, TM Rocket? Mister, do you have any vintage packs? I, of course, have lots of vintage packs. Mister, what collection is the Dark Raichu from? That is Team Rocket, first edition. Those are really cool. If you didn't know this, CS Man, the set that Raichu is from is one of my favorite sets of all time. Love that set. One of my favorite card sets of all time. Absolutely love it. They're just talking smack, mister. If they really wanted the card, they would have bought it when it was cheaper. Yeah, I think some of it is FOMO, some of it's jealousy. There could be some guy with $1 million who buys all of one card type and then he just raises the price. But then, is that market manipulation or is that just the market, right? It's a scalper's paradise. There's no rules. Like when it comes to New York, you're not allowed to buy all the Broadway play tickets and sell them back to everyone. There's no rules like that in Pokemon. If you've got enough money to buy out all of the same Charizard, he's yours now. You own him, he's yours. You get to pick the price. That's how it works, guys. So, and this is what drives the price on these sometimes. You look at it and you go, oh, maybe I should pick up one of those. They're really nice. You should pick up one of these staff Tyrannitars. They're really nice. You could have a $40 shot at this one if you'd like. Here's a $40 shot at Team Rocket's Tyranitar. Beautiful card. We also have this gorgeous Master Ball Gengar. Those are two excellent breaks. We have this really nifty Master Chief Hardlight. That's amazing. So hard to pull and such a good card. Master Queef. We have Trafalgar Law. He's actually incredibly close. He needs 2 more spots, $40 a spot. And here's an excellent Pokemon Go Radiant Charizard with 7 spots remaining. He's probably going to end in no time. This Charizard's going to be one of the first ones to go because he's so much more affordable than all the other ones. Wow, it rose a little bit already. Nice. That's just collecting. The effed up thing is the allocation from Pokemon Company and how nobody can get any, not in the aftermarket. Yeah, well, you know, I talk a little conspiracy myself. What I was saying was, how do we not know that these distribution companies don't hire their friends and family to open up card shops and then allocate all the product to them to just sell on eBay for a flip? You know what I'm saying? Like, how many guys who do the distribution have a special friend who sort of gives them a kickback and sells it all on eBay or some crap like that, and they're just making money hand over fist because they hook this friend up with huge amounts of product, which they don't have to, but they do because they're getting a kickback. You know what I'm saying? How do we know that's not happening? I want to know if that's happening because I could see that happening easily. I wish Pokemon would sometimes release those one-of-one cards like soccer and hockey. They don't, but it exists, yes, man. One-of-one cards are out there. They're extremely rare. I think I've shown off a one-of-one card before. It was that Chansey. Remember that? But that might rise in population. But, you know, I've got one card that is, I think I've got two cards that are 100% one of one. One's a quillfish, and the other one's a, I'll show you if I can find them. Let me see if I can find them. I'll show you my one of ones. Let's see. Aha, here it is. So there's quillfish. And then the other one should be like over here somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. I bet you it's not in this box. I've got two one of ones. I'll make sure in a minute that they're actually one of ones. They may remain one of ones forever. Give me a second here. Aha! I've got it. So here are two vintage one of ones. Let me make sure they're one of one. They might be one of two now. This is from 2010, and this is from 2005. Let's see. Ready? Probably 75% of these shops are that. Oh, I don't know. Here it is. Population 1. Could that go up? It could maybe go up. The odds are low, though. Come on, Emerald. Oh, yeah. Here it is. Population 1. So there you have it. Two one of ones. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. All right. Isn't that nice, guys? You're culturally enriched now. You've seen some one of ones. That looks so sick. Sick. I hope I can get my hands on one of those sometimes, like something with the one of one pop. It's kind of scary because if you overpay for it, CS Men, the problem is one day it could become one of two, which is still really impressive. But so far, there has not been another Glalie graded, and so I know the Emerald packs are really rare and expensive now too, and I know how hard they are to actually grade. Some of these cards are extremely hard to grade. Either one could lose its status as a one of one day. But yeah, I mean, you'd have to open a lot of Emerald cards to run into another reverse Glalie. Might not grade 10, might grade like 9 or something. Douglas asks, what's your most expensive card in your collection? That's a good question. There's probably some speculation over which card that could be, but let me check the menu real fast. Let's see if there's any orders in the queue. There is one order in the queue for Mr. Kevin Vu. Can I move my mega sub to the Law Manga? No problem. Let's get it. Kevin Vu, one spot left in the manga. Who's going to join the manga? We need one more person. He's close. Who wants to lose 40 bucks? Who's got $40 to lose? Could be your lucky day. You could actually pull Trafalgar Law. You have the same odds as everybody else. 1 in 14 odds. This. He's an expensive card. If you happen to pull him, you could easily sell him on eBay if you don't even want him. Some people may be a manga collector. 1 or 2 people might be in there just because they want a chance to sell them. You're an awesome man. I love your knowledge. I'm kicking a drug right now, so I haven't slept in 8 days. And you... 8 days? That's way too long. You gotta go to bed, bro. You're kicking a drug. Good for you, man. Stick to that. Drug habits are pretty bad, aren't they, huh? This is my drug. Pokemon cards are my drug. Hallelujah. Hallelujah! You've come to the home of the Pokemon. Dear Orange Jesus, please give me the Pokemon. Dear Market, please keep going up. Welcome to the house of Pokemon. Stay away from 7-0. It's legal. You've been warned. What's 7-0? But, you know, there's all kinds of stuff to get hooked on. You can get hooked on all kinds of things. Let me turn this down a little bit. Hot women, for example. Let's see. Glalie is tight. Snow Runt sucks. What's your most expensive card? Says Douglas. This is better than spending my money on lap dances, says Cyberstan. How many Charizard? I've got a really fantastic Charizard collection. Look at this. I bet you've never seen that Charizard before. Look at that. Charizard on the back too, huh? You ever seen one of those? Probably not. But he was asking about my most expensive card. It's hard to see what that is anymore. I think I used to know, and now I don't know what it is. But I know that this card just sold for like 60-something thousand. That's pretty good. I don't know what this is worth. This is the No Hollow Dragonite First Edition. I think there's only 5 of them. This channel is famous for being the only group that has pulled a First Edition Dark Dragonite No Hollow error on camera. We pulled it on camera, and it became the only evidence of that occurring. Oops. Come on, man. Let me scan this. I want to see if there's more than 5 of them yet. Ah, there we go. Ah, still population 5. It was at population 5 when we graded it. When we graded it, the population went from 4 to 5. We graded this a long time ago, longer than 3 years ago. So we have footage on YouTube of this getting pulled, and we're the only ones to have footage of this. It's an error card, and it gets pulled in the uncommon spot in the booster pack. In fact, the video's called... What is the video called? It's called like the best rocket pack of all time or something like that. I know it's got 500,000 views. You can either watch that or you can watch the long form version. Let's see. Best rocket pack. Let's see. Maybe I could just actually remove this and sort by top views, sort by most viewed, and then just look for one that's at 500,000. Here it is. So it's right here. It's called Pulling No Hollow Error Dragonite First Edition. That's got 500,000 views. And I'll let you watch the beginning of it if I can set it up real fast. But then you got to go click on it and watch it in the actual, I guess. The luckiest man alive, Von Doom. All right, we got Meowth, Eevee, Zubat, Oddish, Grimer. But you don't get to see the rest, all right? So it's called Pulling No Hollow Error Dragonite. When I created the video, I created a full version of the video that was a couple minutes long, and that's the shortened short version. So my version of the video, I think it was called The Best Rocket Pack Ever, and I believe that's factual. I believe there is no better content. No more expensive rocket pack has ever been pulled than that one. And so it's really a famous, it's a famous moment in the hobby. Here it is. So the full version, the video version, ended up getting 18,000 views. Not as many views, but we posted that 5 years ago. It's called Dark Dragonite Error, the Luckiest Team Rocket Pack. You guys should go watch those, okay? If you have not, if you're new to this channel, you've never met me, go watch those. Those were really monumental moments in the hobby. Oh, wow, the videos performed really well over time. It ended up earning me $100 over time. What the hell? Yeah, when we posted it, nobody watched it. It's at 18,000 views now. It's interesting the way that a video can do that. A video can start out with no views, and then over time, it just jumps up and gets a ton of views. But 18,000 is not an incredible number or anything. 500,000's not bad, though. The short got 500,000, and the long form video got 18,000. But so this Dark Dragonite's really a notable card. It has a lot of notoriety because it's an error card that comes out of the uncommon slot. And a lot of really high-end collectors had been wanting to pull this card, and they never did. We did. And we got it on camera. And it's the only recording of that ever happening now. So there it is. It's just really cool. You know, TCA Gaming, I believe, has an uncut sheet with the error in there. So he has an uncut rocket sheet with the error, which shows you, you know, like it existed in that form at some point. All right, so how much did you make from 500,000 shorts view? That probably made like 20 bucks. Shorts don't earn any money if you guys didn't know that. We do not make money on the shorts. I mean, we make a little bit of money, But it just all goes toward Mike's side. So it goes toward a good cause. Mike's side's a good guy. He's got to get paid. And so any money these shorts make, they just all go to it. I don't earn any money from the shorts. It all goes to Mike's side. Actually, Mike's side costs so much that the shorts don't even pay for him, not even close. So here it is. Pulling no hollow error Dragonite, you can see, has gotten 562,000 views, 700 subscribers, and $16. There you have it, $16. Shorts do not make any money at all. Now you know. You do not get paid on shorts. You can get a short with $500,000 and you made $16. That's not even enough for Taco Bell these days. I mean, unless you eat like a skinny guy maybe. But yeah, you don't make much money from that at all, do you? What about your most popular short? Let's see. That would be the most popular short did earn a little bit. The most popular short was one that I made up myself. So in other words, it didn't come from the live stream. It didn't come from you guys. It's called A Whole Box of EV Heroes in a Minute. A whole box in a minute. It got 6 million views. That's quite a lot more. So that's our most popular one, and it earned a whopping $325. So there you have it. So if you get a video that earns some giant 6 million views, which that's quite a lot, you could get paid out $300. $300, I mean, what is that? One vintage booster pack? That's all it is. It's one booster pack of Pokemon, and that's all it is. So, you know, you really don't get rich on the content too quickly. And, you know, I get a really steady income from the content. But guess what? I just give that all to Mike's side. Mike's side gets 100%. Not only does he get 100%, then he gets more on top of it. So he gets 100% of the ad revenue, and then I pay him more than the ad revenue earns. And so there you have it. And, you know, but the nice thing about that is we create a lot of great special content together, and I care about that. I'm very passionate about that, so I don't mind funding that. I'm basically funding him working on that. Look at that mud kit with the swirl. The cheapest mud kit listed today, I think, was like $100K, and I got one with the swirl. Look at that. Who could have predicted the gold stars would be such a big deal? But look at this. I got my gold star for $3.8 thousand. Holy Jesus. This could be one of the biggest gains of all my purchase. 3.8 is nothing. I still love this card. I'm probably going to always show this off. This is a Rainbow Tops Pokemon of Pikachu. What a fantastic card. And so impossible to grade. Pop 3, everybody. So impossible to grade. Gold Star Gyarados, cheapest one, $100,000 now. So I don't know. We bought that earlier this year for $20. But yeah, he asked me what my most expensive slab is, and I just kind of keep some of my nice slabs right next to me so we can show them off quickly. Good stuff, right? What's that no hollow worth? It's all theory. We don't know what it's worth. I know about a private offer I received for him. When did I receive it? I received the offer just before the release of the Team Rocket. The Team Rocket collection released. And I had this guy. He was kind of salty. I don't want to say that. That's not fair. But he was kind of aggressive. He was trying to negotiate a price with me. And I wasn't really listening to any offers. I knew no matter what he offered, I knew I wasn't going to accept it. But I was negotiating as if I was going to accept it, kind of because I wanted to see how high he would push it. And I got a nice number, and I won't reveal it. So he offered a nice amount. He was a serious buyer. He had tracked down the sale of the other first edition Dark Dragonites. And after he told me what they sold for, I contacted those sellers and asked them if it was true, and they said it was. So now I have a knowledge about the past history of the Dark Dragonite first edition no hollow errors, and it is in the double digits, not the six figure, but it is above 10,000. It's in that double digits area for how high it sold. So the last sale of it was quite high, and I was offered a very handsome figure for that one. We are. But I turned it down. I knew I wasn't going to sell it. I knew right away I wasn't going to sell it. There was no point in asking. It's a very cool card, right? And we have that unique video that goes along with it. But, you know, if I got cancer or something like that, if I'm dying from cancer, I'll probably sell it then. So if you really want it, hope that Cardconomist gets, like, cancer or heart disease. If you're trying to get my best Pokemon card, you got to pray that I get really sick, which I might one day. I mean, we all do, right? Like, we all have to die somehow. So everybody gets diagnosed with just a couple of diseases. It's either A, heart disease, B, cancer, C, degenerative brain disorder, or D, you get diabetes or something, which gives you heart problems. So there you go. You get one of those and you're out. And then, so hopefully I last a nice long time. I think a lot of it is lifestyle and then a lot of it's genetics. So hopefully I last a while. But, you know, I wouldn't anticipate lasting longer than 75. Isn't that the age for men? 75. So I'm 35 today. So I got 40 years left. So I probably want to be fully retired within 20 years. See, I'm planning it all out. I think about this stuff all day long, guys. I think about it. Like, okay, we got to earn this much money by this age. Then I quit working. Then I do whatever I want. You know, and then I think about what would I do? I'd probably just do more Pokemon. So I'm already working. Nobody wishes that on you, mister. Hopefully your family is healthy. Well, it's just a matter of like fact and data. So, you know, you can actually plan out your life that way. Okay, average life span for men, 75. Major work years are like 30 to 50 or 30 to 45. I'm going to make X amount of money within that time. And then I have this much time left to spend it. How am I going to optimize how I spend it? Are you going to buy a boat? What are you going to do with your money? For me, it's probably just going to be Pokemon. But I'll probably go on some vacations. I don't know. Actually, that's a great question. I don't really know what I want in life. Like, there's hedonistic activities. Like, I could have like an orgy, which I think that would be really weird and maybe not that fun. Maybe it would be awesome. Nobody here knows. Have any of you guys been in an orgy? I've never been in an orgy. Maybe it's awesome. Traveling. I don't even care for traveling. I've never cared for traveling. I just don't care about it. There's buying houses or something. That one's legitimate. I like that one. Maybe buy a nice house somewhere. Where's the nice place to live now, though? I don't know. Maybe buy like an international house. You know what I would do? I wish I could buy a home like where my ancestors would have lived before they came to America. And I have a kind of a diverse genetic, I'm like a mutt. I have a big group of genes in me. But it looks like it would either be the UK or some Germanic country or the Philippine Islands. I'm going to the Philippine Islands. Hell yeah, dude. Sounds smelly. Yes, mister, I'll even call you daddy if you want. I wish I could buy a home, period, says Troy Malice. Yeah, homes are okay, Troy. I've owned a home, right? And now I'm trying to get rid of them. So Kirsten and I are probably going to sell the two spare homes, and then we're going to sell this home right afterwards. And homes are tricky because you think you want one until you're saddled with debt. You have to pay the bank interest. You know, that's basically just paying rent, right? When the bank owns your home and charges you interest on it, you're basically just renting it with the option to buy it over time. So it's just rent to own. That's all it is. It's rent to own. You're doing rent to own with the bank, and they make you pay for like two homes. Like that's not even an exaggeration. If you didn't know this, Troy, the way interest rates work on your home, by the time you've paid it off in 30 years, that's called a 30-year mortgage. By the time you've paid it off, you've paid for two homes, one for you, one for the bank. So you'll pay double the price of it over 30 years. That's how it's designed. It's really stupid. So you're just renting to own. You're getting totally ripped off by the bank. And then everything in the house breaks. So, yeah, I mean, I would say the time to have bought a home would have been before COVID, before the big money printing, before the big inflation. Now, I don't know if it's so great. I don't even think it's that impressive. So if you can rent a house that you're enjoying, I wouldn't even worry about it. I'd save my money, put it into something that appreciates faster than a home. Because, you know, if the mortgage rates, I love how we're just talking finances. Look, we got 98 viewers. We're not opening any Pokemon. There's no orders in the queue. We're just talking finance, and people are just hanging out for that. But think of it like this, Troy. Let's say you've borrowed $500,000 for a home, and you have to pay like, I don't know, like 6.9% interest on that home every year to the bank. Damn, that's a lot of money. You have to pay this every year. So you owe think if you could have a credit card with $500,000 of debt on it, and every year the bank takes 7% for that remainder. So you pay off a little bit each year, but then you get charged 7% for the rest of it. That's insane. I mean, you're really just giving them your whole life over in terms of money. And so in order to beat this number, the housing market has to be doing this. So your house basically has to go up in price at about 7% for this to make sense. If your house doesn't go up by 7% and you're paying 7% interest, you know, you're losing money, right? So let's say your $500,000 house, $500,000 home only goes up by 4%, which is actually a really big number. So let's say your house goes up by 4%, but you're paying, I'm just going to averages out, 7% interest on that loan. You're just losing tons of money. The difference is 3%. You're losing a huge amount of money. It doesn't even matter that the house went up. You're paying 7% on the interest of the $500,000 that is worth. It's horrible. So, you know, if interest rates go back down to like 4%, I'd say if interest rates go back down to 4%, then you'll want to buy a home. And presumably by that time, which we might reach that one day, presumably by that time period, you will have saved up some money, hopefully. But also, presumably, they would have built a lot more homes by then, you know, because houses supply and demand, right? And the reason houses are so expensive is because there's not enough to meet demand. Well, after some time passes, they build more of them. And it's not like the old ones go away. And guess what? People aren't having tons of babies. So if the population doesn't increase, but the supply of homes massively increases, the price will fall or it'll stay stagnant. So it's not even certain that homes are that great of an investment. Like, it's assumed homes will go up like 3 to 4% per year. But what if they didn't? They'd be a horrible investment. So, yeah, housing could be in a bubble. You know, Baseball Mitts, at the beginning of this stream, Baseball Mitts, I can tell he's a smart guy. He's a smart guy. He sold his homes because he's seeing that equation. Perhaps he's seeing it too. He's saying, wait, all it takes is some kind of technology disruption to the market where now AI robots can build homes 24 hours a day. Or let's just say everyone wants to sell their home at the same time, or the market has a downturn and nobody has a good job to pay their mortgage off anymore. All it takes is one downturn and houses are no longer a good investment and everyone's upside down on their mortgage payments, paying huge amounts of interests on the loan, and you get another 2008 home crisis. So you can have a repeat of 2008. And guess what? You don't want to own a home if that happens. So Troy, you could be in a great position where you don't own a home and the housing market bubble pops. You could be in a great position right now. You didn't know that. Because if you did own a home with a bunch of interest that you own to the bank and your $500,000 home drops to $400,000, you still owe $500 and you're still paying interest on it, you're killed. You're dead. Financially, you have to do bankruptcy. You have to forfeit the home. Not bankruptcy, but you have to do foreclosure. You have to give up the home and lose a ton of money because, you know, financially it makes no sense to keep it. So it's not strictly a good thing. And if you just got a home you're renting and the rent's not impossible and it's just a temporary thing, because eventually you do want to own a home. But if you can afford your rent and it's a decent home to rent, you're not in a bad situation right now. The market's not exactly great. I would say the housing market's a tricky and difficult thing right now. It's unknown where it will go. But people are defaulting on their mortgages as we speak. And you could have another housing bubble crisis, definitely. You know, you got all these builders out there building like crazy. That's like if Pokemon reprinted a card set over and over and over. What happens when they do that? Well, the slab prices fall. And if the slab prices fall too much, people start dumping their slabs because they're like, well, the price is just going down. So they get rid of those slabs. And then there's this cascading effect where, well, now everyone's getting their slabs. They're getting rid of them at the same time. And the price is being driven down faster as a result. That can happen in the stock market. That can happen in the housing market. That can happen with crypto. That can happen with Pokemon. And we've seen a really bullish market that's been climbing and jumping really rapidly. And that's been a really nice and a really fun thing. And everyone's pee-pee gets hard. It's like, oh, yeah, I'm making so much money. I'm rich. But nobody talks about the downside when the market pops and there's a bear market. The bear market arrives eventually. That's what a lot of people don't understand. It does have to arrive. You know that, right? Because when a market goes up too much and the price of a Pokemon card's $1 million, and now it's $1,100,000, now it's $1,200,000. Eventually, it reaches a price that's so high, no one will pay it anymore. We don't know what that is, but one day it reaches a price so high, there's not a single person on earth that will buy it. And then for the first time, it has to start going down. You run out of people with enough money to buy it. You run out of people to push the price infinitely high. It can't happen. The price can't go infinitely high. So it goes up really, really high, keeps going, keeps going. You run out of people with money. There's no one left to push it. There's no more rich guys to push it. They go, nope, we're out. That's too high even for us. And then it starts to slide back down. And as it slides, everyone gets real nervous. They go, oh man, this is it. It's popping. Everyone starts freaking out. I'm getting out of the market. Get me out of here. And yeah, and that could have a downward spiral effect, or maybe not. Maybe it just evens out a little bit. Maybe it plateaus. Maybe some people lose a little interest in it because it's not growing as fast. And they go, I don't want to do Pokemon anymore. It's not growing as fast. Now I want to do this other thing. It's growing faster. I want to do crypto now. It's growing faster than Pokemon. So people run over to crypto. They start getting rid of their slabs. More of a downward spiral effect. By the way, our logo is a spiral. I'm fascinated by spirals. And, but yeah, there's a downward spiral effect. It starts going down, and because it's going down, it drags more people going down into the market. People say, get rid of it, get rid of it. I don't want it. I want Bitcoin now. I want Bitcoin. I want to pay off my mortgage. Get rid of it. Now, will that happen? I don't know. Can the market keep growing? It definitely could. Could go up way higher than where it is right now. I believe it could. I don't know where we're at right now. Actually, it feels pretty bullish still. So we'll see where it goes. I don't worry about it too much. It goes wherever it goes. If you worry about it too much, you won't have any fun. And yes, it will probably crash eventually, but we don't know where. Look at that, Spooderman. I have some theories, by the way. Hey, what's up, Miss Savadusababy? Douglas says, you're a smart man. No, well, I'm smart enough to understand the Pokemon, you know, I'm smart enough to understand Pokemon goes up and down and up and down and up and down, and so does the stock market, and so does houses. But I'm really good at screaming into the microphone. That's the skill, actually, is just shouting into the microphone, which you can learn that too. But yeah, who knows? You know, because if Pokemon doesn't go up at 7% annual, well, then why would you buy Pokemon instead of paying off your mortgage? You should just be paying off your mortgage, right? And that's what people start to feel in their gut. Oh, why am I buying these? These aren't going up. That's what was going on in 2023 and 2024. People were really scared of Pokemon. They didn't want it. And even I saw Pokemon and as sort of being in some kind of bear market, and I didn't know where it was going. But here's the difference between me and a lot of other guys. In January, when I felt it changing, I ran off and bought like $90,000 of slabs right away. I didn't wait. I didn't hesitate. I ran off and I bought like 90,000. I sold stock off to buy cards because I felt it coming. I felt it. I'd done it so long. 6 years now, I'd done it so long. I knew exactly what was happening. And I ran off and I bought a bunch of cards. I said, oh my gosh. In fact, I bought back some cards that I just sold. Let me see if I can find that. Let me see if I can find the video. I think I said like 95,000. I made a video talking about it, but this would have been back in like January. It would have been back around January, February. I can't find the short, I'm sure. I don't remember the title. But I made a video about it, and I was kind of documenting all the slabs I was buying because I was buying so many so rapidly. And again, I was buying back some ones that I just sold. I just sold Rocket Zapdos, Rocket Returns. I just sold Dragonite to Mr. Anthony Kalura, who I hope he didn't sell this PSA 9 Torchic, but maybe he did. But I just sold some of my best cards, and then I ran out and I bought them back. And I bought that Gold Star Gyarados. And it's because I knew, I felt it. I felt the winds of change. That's why I call it the winds of change. And I knew Pokemon was about to explode. Now, I maybe didn't think it was going to explode so good. But for me, if it just exploded by like 50%, that's good enough. So I was like, let's go deep. Let's do it. Let's plunge. Because I had seen it all with Logan Paul, and I regretted not going deeper with Logan Paul. And so this time I was like, I'm not going to regret that twice. I looked at the Pokemon card market and I said the market is severely undervalued as a result of 2023 and 2024 price crashing. We've had nothing but price crashing for like 2 straight years. And if we're going to have this sort of like bull run, if you want to call it that, it's just a Pokemon card, you know. But if we're going to have the beginning of a bull run, it's all undervalued. All of these slabs are way too cheap and they have so much potential. Thank you, Strawberry. That's why I love being here. You guys feel my pain. My Walmart had surging sparks today. I was very surprised. Let's see. Thanks, guys. It's just life, and my teeth have been bothering me. I'm sorry to hear that, Cody. Go get those teeth taken care of, man. If you're having trouble getting your teeth taken care of, guys, I want to share a story with you. I've shared it before. I came from a family of 11 kids, and I left when I was 17. And probably around when I was 15 or 16, I had a cavity or two. I know this because we had my teeth looked at, but my parents didn't pay to have the cavities fixed because we were too poor, basically. And so they were small cavities, and they didn't get fixed because my mom couldn't afford it. But I knew I had them. And I left home. And by the time I was about age, I want to say about 24, 25, they had turned into serious cavities. They were root canals by then. And they were causing real problem. They were causing horrible tooth pain. Really bad, actually. And I ended up getting help because a nurse, because I went to one of those quick, what do they call those? Like the quick emergency rooms? I don't remember what they call those things. A nurse gave me a list of dental places that will help you based on being poor, which I was. I was very poor. I told her, I can't go to the dentist. I'm poor. And that was because I was in school. I was in college. And she's like, here you go. Here's the list. And I believe it was a place called Hillsboro, Missouri, Hillsboro Dental or something in Missouri. I had to drive 45 minutes to get there every time. They're middle of nowhere. They're out in the countryside. And you had to drive all the way out there. They were technically a dental school. So the first thing they would tell you is, do you like consent to having this dentist trainee work on your teeth? And I'm like, uh-huh. And I paid very little to get my root canal and I had a couple cavities and a couple root canals. So I had like 4 root canals total in the end and like 4 cavities or something like that. Some of them were bigger cavities, actually. You know, because I had kind of ignored my teeth all that time. And I was just broke all the time. And I didn't have dental. I didn't have any dental insurance. I never did. I never had dental insurance. And I did work on my teeth occasionally, but, you know, it finally caught up to me. It was pretty bad. And they took care of all of it, and it made me feel like $1,000, $1 million when they were done. I was so happy. I felt very relieved. And it wasn't that expensive. And it was because it was a dental school. And yeah, there might be a wait time or they might not schedule. Like, I'm pretty sure in between each treatment was like a month or 2 of waiting. But it didn't matter. I was willing to wait, and I showed up on time and got it all done. So if you have dental problems and you don't have dental insurance, don't give up. Go get that list. Ask ChatGPT, ask AI for help. Ask Grok, ask Gemini. Google Gemini, Google AI. Ask about your local area, dentists that help people who don't have a high income, who don't have dental insurance, and they want to sign up to be, you know, guinea pigs for dental schools. Sign up for that. Go get all your cavities treated. Go get your root canals treated. If you don't like root canals, you can have a tooth pull. Those are very easy. They're very cheap and easy. Maybe it's a little scary sounding, but, you know, get your teeth taken care of. Do it now, because if you wait, the problem just gets larger and more expensive. So the longer you wait to take care of your teeth, they rot further. They go from cavities to root canals, which is terrible. Cavities are so easy to fix. Root canals take hours. And, you know, you don't want to suffer all the tooth pain. You can even risk infection. So if you don't take care of a tooth, it can infect your blood, which is dangerous. It can give you something, I think it's called sepsis. So get it taken care of. And, of course, brush your teeth. I brush my teeth really consistently. I get fresh toothbrushes all the time. I got floss, and I brush and floss because I hate having to go to the dentist. But you'll get you know, cavities anyways. That's the part of the stream where I remind you guys to be good at brushing your teeth. How nice is that? All right, that's my story. I got taken care of by a dental school when I was in college They kind of saved my teeth. I'm very grateful. And what I really remember about all that was if the nurse had not told me that that was an option, I would have never known. So the nurse kind of saved my ass. She told me about it, and that's how I figured it out. So I'm saving your ass. If you have dental problems, go get that list of dental schools, contact all of them today, and sign up to get your teeth taken care of on the cheap. Okay, go do it. They do it much cheaper. It was like $50 for a cavity. That's it. Normally it would be like $500. So it was like really cheap. Okay. Cody says, unfortunately, there aren't that many places like that around me. One place that actually does that are backed up. I haven't heard anything in every 2 years. Every time I call, they say, keep asking. I drove, like I said, I had to drive all the way out into the countryside. Okay. Get a list of all the places around you. Be willing to drive a long distance. You're right. It might be a long wait time. I don't know. In the meantime, you can do stuff like just take care of your teeth. Use salt water rinses. Warm salt water rinses. Brush. Don't eat too much candy. Don't eat anything that sticks to your teeth and leaks into the cavities. And you could also try to aim for a job that offers dental insurance. So if you can upgrade your career, which I recommend that to everyone all the time, if you can upgrade your career, they might just offer dental, and then boom, problem solved. You can just go to a local dentist. Because once you get dental insurance, it's all over. It's very cheap now. Dental insurance will cover it right away. So yeah, upgrade your career, get that dental insurance. And if you absolutely cannot do that. And by the way, to get that insurance, I think you just need to get some kind of full-time job somewhere. A lot of places offer dental. It's not like a super rare thing. You just got to look for a place that has that as part of their compensation. I think Walmart can offer that even, but I'm not sure. But anyways, even in the case that you're like a student, like I was, and you didn't have a job at the moment, get up there and get on that list and tell them, hey, it's really bad. I really badly need this help. Put me in line. And you might have to drive like an hour away from your home to go to a middle of nowhere dental school, okay? But don't be, don't procrastinate on it, because if your cavity waits and waits and waits and waits, it turns into a root canal. And now your $500 cavity is a $2,000 root canal. And your 30-minute cavity fill is now a 2-hour root canal fill. Really big difference. Cavities, we like cavities. They're easy to fix. Root canals are horrible. They cost a lot. They take a long time to fix. I do it anyways. Like if a doctor told me today I need a root canal, I'm just going to get the root canal. And I'm going to cry about it, but I'm not going to cry, obviously, but I'm going to be annoyed. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to get it fixed. I'm all about that. I like having my teeth. I like chewing. So, but they cost a lot and they take forever. And they're just horrible. So, yeah, just get your teeth fixed right away, guys. Don't wait. I paid $40K for brand new implants, full mouth, best thing ever. Glad to hear that, Jacob. Yeah, it gives you your life back. Because when your teeth are bad, you spend a great deal of time moving the food around in your mouth, moving it to the safe spot in your mouth. I know all about that. I did that myself, right? Like one tooth is really bad on one side. Well, then you don't chew on that side. It's really horrible, scary. So when you get your teeth back, you can chew confidently, and it's like having a second shot at life. It's really crazy how big of a deal it is. So I hope you guys work on that. You have to work on it. You can't be lazy. You can't procrastinate. You really do have to work on it. It's like this kind of chore that everyone dreads. Who likes going to the dentist? Everyone dreads it. But the longer you wait, the more it costs and the worse it is. So just don't procrastinate on it. You can procrastinate on cleaning your bedroom up. You can procrastinate on buying new clothing or something. You can even procrastinate on showering. Don't procrastinate on your teeth. Every day you waste not fixing your cavity, it gets one day closer to being a root canal. It's terrifying. So just get that done today. Do it first. Do it before anything else. It's a bigger deal than most things in your life. And then you'll be so much happier. No root canals. So take that from me. I've had 4 root canals. They're just not that fun. They're never fun. They just take a long time and they hurt. I've never had a root canal that did not hurt. They all hurt. They drill into your freaking jaw, dude. They drill into your jaw. It's insane. They get these super long drill bits. Ugh, that's horrible. Did you have to get your wisdom teeth pulled? I did not. Well, guys, it is 5:07. We're not really opening Pokemon cards. I'm just having enjoyable conversations with you guys because I enjoy talking. We better wrap up here, guys. We had a great Sunday stream. If you enjoyed the stream, take a minute and smash that subscribe button. We're on our road to 100,000 subscribers. If you like the stream, subscribe so that you can get more of it. We'll be back on tomorrow for the Sunday night stream. I'll see you guys there. See you later, everybody.